Hey everybody, and welcome to the Showdown, a podcast about dodgeballing that we do incredibly infrequently. I am one of your hosts, Kyle, and as always, I'm joined by Matt Creamer. Matt, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good, Kyle.
Excellent, good to hear. And once again, as we did it with last year's preview for TOC, we are joined by two special guests, Ryan Demelo and Shayn Solberg. How are you two gentlemen doing today?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Excellent.
Real good.
Special experts here.
Special expert.
TOC experts.
Sure, if you want to call it that.
My mom says I'm special. Does that count?
Yeah. You got the name
That's
tag.
all that counts.
But yeah, what we're going to do today, as we kind of alluded to there, is we're going to preview the upcoming TOC event, which is happening July 28th and 29th at David Thompson Secondary. It'll be the 3rd/5th TOC. 3rd with the current format, 5th overall, because 2 of them happened a long time ago, and it was just CDL and VDL. But with that said, we're going to hop into it real quick because we have more teams this year, and we want to avoid it being a 2.5-hour podcast. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk through the rosters and quickly discuss what we think they're going to be and try and preview what we expect of those teams. So with that being said, we're going to hop into our first team, and our first team is going to be a fusion team. One that's happening between, I think, 3 or 4 different leagues. And I'm really curious to see what happens with this team.
Wait, you're going to go alphabetical, right?
We're going to go alphabetical.
Okay.
We're going. Yeah. I've actually set. We have a spreadsheet. This is how organized we are this time. I've organized a spreadsheet based on alphabetical from the top.
There you go.
Shayn also created his own sheet with its own rankings. So he is good to go.
So we can see how accurate he is at the end.
Shayn has had too much time on his hands.
What, you guys are teammates. I'm the only one who doesn't play with you guys at this event.
Yeah, that's
true.
okay.
And they're also almost wearing the exact same shirt.
Yeah, we did not plan that.
Very fashionable lads.
We did not plan that. I'm just going to cover my crest.
The entire show is just you like this. I'm Ryan Demelo. I'm affiliated with something. So this first team, we don't have a team name for them. So the only thing that was given to me, and it was by Angus, was Alberta Fusion Team. So this one is captained by April Ference, and the members are Jeff Kelly of VDL.
Oh yeah.
John Liu of SDL. I'm gonna butcher. Oh, right. I should say I'm gonna butcher names, so I apologize in advance, especially if I've met you before.
It's a sign of affection.
Yeah, ish. Dwayne Wazinski, who is actually also the president of Dodgeball Canada.
Oh, nice.
Random.
Very much so. Victor Kwan, who I believe is of BOSS, and Colleen True, who is also of BOSS.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, initial thoughts. What do you think of this random team?
I like that. It's a true fusion team. There's people from all over the place playing on this one.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome. Was it just like one more rec or a competitive spot available, and they just kind of?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, okay. They just kind of threw it together.
Do you know who put it together? Was it? Because is April the captain?
April is the captain. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if this was something headed up by April or Dwayne or John. I know John was working on a couple different teams. And this one, I think, happened first.
Okay.
I think it's just fantastic that John Liu is going to be hanging out with the president of Dodgeball Canada. That's going to be fantastic. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, Dwayne. Because John Liu will
Dodgeball's
not.
canceled. Yeah, no, Dodgeball's going to be canceled.
So, yeah, it's a really
It's a cool team. I mean, April at the BOSS tournament was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
She played fantastic. She made so many clutch catches. She was on the last place team in round robin.
Okay.
And they went all the way to the finals of their bracket. And they actually knocked out Victor's team in the loser bracket and then had to face Victor's team in the finals. And
then
lost to
Victor's
them,
team won.
and then Victor's team won,
yeah.
right? But they actually went undefeated all the way to the finals, which is pretty good.
Absolutely, especially after not winning a game
Not
during
winning
round robin.
a set or a game. No, they won a game, they didn't win a set.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think they had 5 points. So they
5
had
points.
5 individual wins throughout round robin.
So that was, she played phenomenal when it counted.
Yeah.
Well, she has a lot of experience. She's been playing a lot longer than I thought, because she sometimes would come here and play in our open gyms or whatever. So I always thought she was a new player, but when I talked to her about it, I was surprised at how long she'd actually been playing.
Yeah, she played a season or 2 out here, but she's been playing in Edmonton for years, playing that no sting rubber, which is honestly sting.
Yeah, I was gonna say they lie about that whole no sting thing.
People make fun of us though. We make such a big deal of how much the rubber and the no sting hurt. Like we're very coddled here with these foam balls.
Yeah, it's because we like it that way.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Leave us alone. There's the reason we have the Rockies between us and everybody else.
It's true.
If I wanted to get slapped 500 times in a night, I would just say something bad to my girlfriend.
Yeah, and I think maybe a real secret on this team, not sort of a secret, but someone who's very underrated is Jeff Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of experience there too. He's been playing since like 2004 in the BCIT leagues. He's like a quintuple champion there.
The only thing that I was thinking, like I don't know Victor or Dwayne, but you got sounds like a lot of middle guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Not
Victor and Dwayne sound like middle guys to me.
They do sound like middle guys to me. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe you guys play on the outside, but I don't know. It doesn't sound
really
like too many
hoping-
1 or 6s.
I was really hoping we were going to go down this route too, where you were going to evaluate people based on their names.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he's our expert. We brought him back.
Our senior name correspondent.
Dwayne sounds like a 4 or 5.
I think you're right. I think all the guys are middle players.
Yeah.
So it's going to be either a lot of possession or a lot of ball distribution, which could work out too, because they may be more keen to do that in a shorter time frame, whereas people who are necessarily who are corners don't necessarily look for that right away.
A lot of sweepers.
Yeah, a lot of possession could happen.
I know John likes to play one. John Lou likes
John
one,
is
so he can do
great
his
one.
no-look cross over, and it actually works. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be fun.
I'm excited to see how John's doing after pub night.
Oh, that's true too.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss pub night predictions as well.
Sunday
later.
John might not be as good as Saturday John.
Yeah, John wins one day a week, and it's not necessarily Sunday. I'm excited to see what this team does. We don't really have a lot to go on other than like just individual reputation. So that first day will be informative for the rest of us. We'll hop on to our next team, and it's the first BOSS team, and BOSS seem to have a theme for all their team names, and it seemed to be boy bands, with the exception of one team, which is apparently a rapper.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure that one out, and I saw who was the captain, and I was like, makes sense.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that team a bit later, but the first BOSS team is Backstreet BOSS, and this one is captained by Sean Chiam. What's up, Sean? Sam Ayo is on the team, Jericho, Alex Havers, Navin Leung, Yvonne Scher, and Trina Tran.
Nice.
So, Ryan, you were with me at Unicorn.
Yeah.
You saw BOSS. What do you think of this group?
It's a pretty good team. Young players, dynamic.
Mhm.
They definitely have some good arms. They can. I played with Sam in the previous one, and his arm's fantastic. Why he wants to play 3, I don't know. I've asked him this so many times.
Oh, was he the wild bouncy one in the last one?
Yeah, he played 1 on our team because I said, "Can you play 1, please?" And he's like, "Yes." And then apparently now he's a 3, and I'm like, "Okay, that's a different kind of 3 than I am," but it works for him, so good for him. Who else was on it? Sean, what is he? He's 19, 20.
He's 12.
Yeah, something like that, right? He played excellent too in this series. He's getting better and better the more he plays. Yvonne is an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
Wish
Right.
I was 19.
I know. I wish I knew about dodgeball.
Oh
when
yeah,
I was
once again,
19.
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
And actually, Navin, he had my number. He was playing on that almost all boss team with Nada, and I believe, and he just killed me so many times. So they got some good arms that do some dancing with their balls, so they could be a little Havoc to play against.
Jericho's a really wily player too, a really scrappy guy. Like he's got all the skills. He was on my team in the last Unicorn tournament, and yeah, I was really impressed. Like he knew what he was doing, and he didn't back down. I think that's kind of good for apparently you guys are saying if they've got arms and then they've got Jericho to kind of bounce.
Yeah, he's
back.
got that sneaky little like throw.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like if you're not paying attention, it just catches you off guard. Doesn't even look like he's throwing at you, but
Sorry, what was that sound that he makes?
yeah,
Okay.
like that. That's all I
You
know.
just want to make sure that was in the mic.
Yeah, I wanted
You hear, when you hear
emphasize it.
Jericho, you're gonna hear yeah.
Oh, it's like a baby faboo.
Exactly. I don't know if he actually makes the sound. It's just the sound I hear when he's throwing. So.
Yeah, and Trina, I didn't see Trina play at Unicorn, but by reputation, what I was hearing from other people is she is an up-and-comer in BOSS and someone to keep an eye on moving forward. So yeah, I'm excited with this team. Alex Havers is I don't think I've met Alex before, but I have watched a video of Boss, and Alex is a very good catcher. Makes a lot of big plays in big moments.
Nice.
So I am excited to see him play and see what he does live, especially against different leagues. Is there anyone else on there that we're missing? No, we just discussed everybody. Oh yeah, and Sean Chiam, just to go back to him for a second. Sean was possibly the best Boss player at Unicorn this year.
Oh, big
Played
shout out.
incredibly well. So yeah, that's the first Boss team. We're going to head on to our first VDL team, and that is Banana and Egg. So they've kind of changed their team name. They've removed the brown. They are now race neutral.
It's neutral.
Somewhat.
But Babu's still on there.
I don't make up the team names.
Okay.
It's like Stephen Colbert.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
So, captained by Byron Wong. And two notables right away. Julia and Carolyn have returned to the team after a year absence.
The alumni.
Very nice.
Jay Vu, Victor Liu, Shane Babu, and a substitution. We are one Vu less this year than last year.
No Alex.
No Alex, but instead Titus Yip.
Huge
yes,
get. Huge get.
Right, and because
Huge.
the two aforementioned ladies are also mums with young kids, they have a third female on their team in Wincy.
That's a great
Oh,
team.
nice.
Yeah.
Really?
That's awesome.
Is that just in case they have to go do mom stuff? Or?
That, and because they're also planning for that to be happening throughout the day.
Oh,
Because
wow.
we're going to be in the gym for 7 hours
Yeah.
each day, not including warming up or anything else. So that's a long time. So yeah, they got that coverage there.
That's a
That's
good
a-
team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they covered all their bases on that one.
Well, they won 2 years ago, so you know.
Well,
and they made it pretty far
yeah.
last year. They made it top 4.
No, big
They're
change
third.
for last
They
year.
lost-
They lost
third,
they
third,
lost
third, to two Chris.
But two
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 Chris.
different girls now.
Two different girls. Yeah.
And all of us know these two girls, but other people might not know, especially since they've been kind of less visible in the leagues for like the last 2 years, being moms and all now. But like Carolyn is probably like the one of the girls players that I fear the most. At least she's top of the list, and if I hear she's back playing in her classic style, that sounds awful to play against. Just awful.
At least you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some more highlights because that was what you know for.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what those two women will bring to that team. That'll be different from their teammates last year in Carla and Amynta. I think Amynta is an incredible sweeper. I think they lose that aspect to their game. So possession will need to be a bigger
don't know,
focus.
Wincy's
But
pretty
Wincy's
good.
pretty good.
She's
I
a
was
pretty
just
good
gonna
sweeper.
say.
Oh, that's what I
If
mean,
she's
like-
on the court, she can sweep really well as well.
But Wincy will only be on 2 out of every 3 games.
That's
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll be missing that element to it. At least that consistency, I should say. So it's going to put a heavier emphasis on Jay Vu sweeping in the middle, and just their possession play. That
Titus
said,
is a pretty good sweeper too.
Titus is really good. Like
How big is this team? It's like 8 people, right?
it is 8
It's
people.
eight, yeah.
Those are 8 really
5
good
guys,
players.
3 girls.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I'm really excited to see
That's a good
what
team,
they
man.
do. After last year, Byron messaged me to let me know that they were going to come back stronger next year. So I'm excited that they're motivated. I'm stoked to see what they do. They're a team that builds throughout a tournament.
Was Victor on that team last year?
Victor was on that team. Yeah, it's outside of Alex, it's the same dudes.
Same dudes.
Yeah, and I'm assuming just because Alex hasn't played that much that they went with Titus.
I think Alex decided not to play.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if 100%, but that was the general idea that I was given. And Titus isn't too bad of a replacement.
No, no.
Titus is
Titus
your
is a
fifth
good player.
guy, and
He
Yikes.
makes massive catches at massive times.
Mhm. Yeah, and with having arguably 2 of the 3 top VDL dudes on the team, it's a really strong lineup.
I don't even know if you could say, like, you could probably go lower mainland as opposed to just VDL. They're pretty much like
You have 2 freaks, 2
got
absolute freaks.
just
on the team.
freaks.
But yeah,
And then you have
then you
Shayn as well.
Yeah. But when Shayn Babu's your third target,
That's-
yikes, man,
That's a good team,
that's
man.
not good.
Mhm. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. It's going to be interesting to see how they play and how they line up against different teams. Because there's a lot
you've
of
seen
variables.
the round robin footage of like the Seattle team Weaklings just bowling over Banana in like the round robin from last year. So I think, it's something we talk about, but I noticed a lot more emphasis on fake throws in our leagues since the last TOC, and I think it was because a lot of the teams here that were comfortable with sort of the VDL style of like we'll just stand frozen looking at each other until the last second and then do something. Like now everyone's keeping everyone busy. I think that was what sort of put Banana out of their element. I bet they've been playing a whole year of doing that kind of stuff now.
Except for Javu. Javu was always fake.
Yeah, he's always been doing that. But I mean, just the fact that they're more used to it, I bet, at this point. I don't think it will catch them as much off guard. We'll see.
We will see.
And of course, with the fact that there's those 3 big hitters, Jay gets to be his sneaky little self in behind all of them.
Yeah,
he's practically invisible until the end of the game.
He can do some damage being real sneaky.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think draw is going to be a big thing for them as well, especially when you get to playoffs. Mind you, it's going to be, I think, the story for most teams.
Yeah.
I don't think there's, as much as there are favorites going into the tournament, I think draw is going to play a huge part of that.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to our next team. It is our second VDL team. Trying to figure out how to pronounce this. BbbbbbbbaeDCtops from VDL.
That's Keith's team. That's it's a mashup between a bunch of their team name.
Yeah, I was like, is that Muffin Tops? But it could.
That's
be
one of them. Yeah, it's one of the mashups.
So this one's captained by Nathan Yan. One of, I think, 3 Nathans we're aware of right now. Was it Stella Wong is on this team, Makiko, Dustin McDougall, John Nguyen, John Chong, and Keith Merritt.
Nice.
So
I don't know the Johns.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know John.
He's the sleeveless lefty that came in kind of a couple years ago, I think. I think he...
Isn't John Nguyen the guy that won with Victor?
Yeah, that John. I know John Nguyen.
2 Johns.
John Chong, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I think he's friends with Baron, maybe?
Oh, right, yes, I Googled. Yeah, I did a Facebook stalk. That totally clicked.
Okay.
Right, yeah, he is also a left-handed thrower, a pretty heavy arm.
Yep.
And will likely be playing a corner with them. It's like, that just clicked, thank you.
And Dustin
I'm here for
is the
lefty as well.
lefty white guy, right?
Oh,
The one that was at the tournament.
Yeah.
He's... I didn't know who he was until a couple seasons ago in VDL. I started playing against him. His arm and catching, he's got dual threat.
Yeah.
His catching is like weird. It's like hockey goalie status.
Yeah,
it's
it is hockey.
It
it's
reminds
weird.
I mean, I'm gonna say a name that only a few people actually get, but it kind of reminds me of like Brandon Pooley, like just like
weird catches.
Weird. It just
He's built the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got a hard throw, but he starts it from like Nick Jensen low.
True. Yeah. Like generally, when I look at this team, it's gonna be a catch-heavy team. Or it will need to be catch heavy in order to stay alive. I think with their heavier throwing guys, they partially due to inexperience, they will put themselves in bad spots, and they aren't necessarily the most recoverable. So I definitely think the ladies and Nathan are going to have to come up big. Stella and Makiko have really improved over the last calendar year, and I'm really excited to see how each of them do. Having played with Stella before, Stella's a lot of fun on the court. As long as she's looking.
She's aggressive.
She's super aggressive. And just loves the game. And has an adorable little dog.
And you got crazy Keith Merritt. I'm glad to see him at TOC finally. He's one of the like true tanks in dodgeball. Like because he is built like a tank, especially now gun show. But he draws so much aggro. Like I remember when I was on the Yipsters, and there was one game where. Everyone was trying to hit him out, and they would just focus on him, tunnel vision. They couldn't get him out, and then we lost all our balls. And I've seen him do that a lot. And I think what I'm seeing from this team is that Dustin, is that his name? Dustin.
Yeah.
Okay, I think he's kind of like that too, where people will see him and they just tunnel vision, got to hit him out. And if you keep trying to do that on they have 2 tanks on their team, you could really end up screwing yourself.
You can lose ball possession really fast because they're both great blockers.
And great blockers.
Keith is one of the best blockers I've seen play.
He's one of the only guys that blocks more than me.
Yeah.
He really does.
True. So I'm excited to see how they do. They're going to fall into that category of greasy teams. And we got a lot of them.
Super greasy team.
And Greece wins championships. You need a little bit of grease.
You have enough.
It could be a tournament bracket buster, if anything else.
Yeah, and there's a lot of grease that's in this tournament this year, so it's going to be really fun to watch. So we'll move on to our next team, another BOSS team, BOSS Club 7.
BOSS is awesome.
I was looking through them, I was just like, I really like
It's a good
this.
idea. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Like last year was dinosaurs?
This year is,
But yeah, this one's captained by one of their co-founders, Angus Liao.
Okay.
And the team members are Alex Chiang, Adam Bader, David Mias, Sanu Bassi, and then the Lamb sisters, Christina and Gia.
Big arms.
Big arms.
And with David in the middle there, clutch catching, young kid.
Sonu's great at catching too. Did he not do so well at Unicorn?
Hey Sonu, remember how many days was it's about 300 days till the next tournament. Just remember that one, okay? We have he has a bet with me going right now. He says that if he gets drafted higher than me in the next boss tournament, I have to do 50 shots.
And what if you're drafted above him?
He has to do 10 shots.
All right,
Get ready for your
stakes,
10.
yeah.
So I told
that
him
sounds like a very easy way to lose. You know,
You're gonna be like, if you lose that one, you're the John Liu of next year.
That's okay. I can take 50 shots. I made that because I don't think it's gonna happen.
No. I like challenging Sonny.
Yeah.
It's good times. I like Sonny. He's a really good guy, and he last year at Unicorn particularly played really well. I didn't see too much of him this year at Unicorn, but watching their playoffs, like he had some very solid days. This is on paper and considered by a lot of people from Calgary to be their stronger team, with Alex being reputably their best player.
I don't know Alex's shoulder. That's
Yes.
the number one.
I don't know Alex.
Alex is
the only one
always
I don't
ranked their number one guy, and love the guy. I talk to him often when I'm there, but I've never seen him at his full potential because his right shoulder is messed up. So then he's taught himself to play lefty, and his left arm is harder than my right arm. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know
very
anybody
good.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't do it anymore. Look at Cody V now.
Yeah, he throws pretty hard.
But I would really like to see him just go all out in this tournament and see what he's like.
Yeah, and both him and Jericho, I believe, are taking the fall off.
Okay.
Alex to actually rest and recover from his shoulder injuries. Jericho, I never followed up with as to why, but I know he is taking out the fall off too.
A lot of dodgeball injuries. Jeez.
Yeah, they're all getting old now. They're not 22 anymore. They're 24.
guess,
Yeah,
You guys-
and don't forget about Bader. Like you have Bader's.
Wait,
gonna
Bader's
have-
on that team too?
Bader's
Bader's
got
on
one.
that team.
He's just got a massive arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the last year, for the amount of dodgeball he's played, he's improved so much.
Yeah, he's played every tournament, every league. He's been exposed to so many different players.
Yeah, he does damage with that thing, man.
And you can't go wrong with
Unless I throw with him and
sisters
then
No, Gia
Monica
and,
double
Gia.
catches us.
Gia and
at the same
Christina.
time.
She wanted it more.
Yeah, she really did.
Yeah, hyper competitive people.
Yes.
We haven't seen a Gia Bader yelling match in a long time, but I think that's more because Bader hasn't been in Calgary. So that'll be fascinating to see what happens. But yeah, it's a really strong team. I think it's a team that I'm curious to see how they line up, because there's a lot of different options. But there's also a lot of things that might restrict them as well, just based on individual play style. So it'll be fascinating to see what happens. See, do we mention everybody on there? I know we talked a lot about
You
Sonu
got
for a
Angus as
bit.
well.
Yeah, Angus is fine.
Angus, yeah.
But yeah, Angus is like he's a consistent player. Like he's probably gonna do his best to win Saturday night and hopefully be movable on Sunday. So I'm excited to see what Angus does. I think he's getting more and more competitive as he gets older. Even though he's hiding behind, I like drinking. He likes winning too.
Yeah, that's not vodka. It's just water. Yeah, he's really playing the head game.
Yeah, he's gonna go to that
Take another
extent.
shot. Take another shot.
So yeah, that's Boss Club 7, and we're following that team up with another Boss team. And this will be Boss Direction.
One direction,
Yeah.
A little bit of a stretch on that one, boss.
Matt disapproves. Get your shit together. So this one's gonna be captained by Michelle Nguyen. Lisa Nguyen is on the team, along with Chris Leung, Justin Tam, Nick Hui, Matt Shea, and Robert Perry.
I don't know any of them.
I might know their faces, but yeah, the names aren't clicking.
There's not a single name that just screamed off the page to me.
I had the pleasure of playing with
Robert.
Robert, and we made the finals this year. And he was fantastic.
Wait, which one was he?
Robert is not the big
The white
lefty white. No, there's 2 white guys or 3 white guys. Not the big lefty. The righty that was playing 5 beside me. I don't know.
Yeah, when you were there, actually, when both you guys were there at Unicorn last year, he was on the orange team.
He was with Alyssa. Yeah, Alyssa. And
he was
Jensen.
with Alyssa and Jensen.
I just remember Terrence was on that team too, right?
Terrence takes up a lot of our attention, no matter where he
He's
is.
a handsome man.
But yeah, Robert played fantastic. His teamwork was like we were playing 5-6 together. Like me and him just clicked right away. Throws were on point, same time. His blocking's very good. Ultimate team player, and lots of times, like he was down to himself and he did damage on his own and won us some games. So yeah, he's their 5th player on that team. I'm not sure what the rest of the team looks like there, but
that's just how I pumped it into the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't rank him at all.
Oh, I see.
Fifth
Okay.
best player on the team.
Yeah,
That's how we're doing
I
this.
thought he was the 5th guy. I was like, oh my god.
Victor Liu, 9th on his team. But yeah, no, I think it's an interesting team. It's going to be a very different kind of team that comes from BOSS, because typically when we see BOSS teams, they're hyperactive. They like moving around a lot, and I think...
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Well, if they're 19 years old, then that checks out. Story checks out.
But this team, based on the personalities, is going to be a more centered team across the board. Michelle will definitely be the loudest, and probably will be the court general on the team.
I remember Michelle now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Michelle's improved a lot from last year too. She plays really high up. She plays a really aggressive 2. Lisa, I've seen a little bit, mostly on video. She's a really solid 4. Does a lot of the little things really nicely. The remaining dudes, Chris Young, Justin Tam, Nick, and Matt, all very centered players. They play a little bit more close. They play a little closer to the wall, which is once again not a typical BOSS style. So I'm curious to see how teams do against them, and also how they play against other teams.
Close to the wall might not be the best approach at that gym, just because it's
Long court.
so far.
You want to take a little
It's
advantage
roughly
of
30 feet.
30 feet.
that. Confirmed. It's roughly 30.
There you go, Lucas. So yeah, I'm interested to see what this team does. I think they're very much an unknown factor for a lot of the teams out here, and could fall into that area where they surprise somebody on
Whatever.
Sunday.
Sounds like an unknown factor for Boss too. Like they don't even know. Boss is like, come on, guys, we're supposed to
are
play
these
like
people?
this. No, we're playing like this.
How many BOSS teams were there total?
Oh,
7?
there are 6 in competitive.
Yeah.
There is a 7th team in open, and there's the fusion team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they are sending fewer players than last year by 8.
Oh, okay.
But there are some notable absences.
Yeah.
From the BOSS roster this year around. So yeah, we're gonna head on to our first international team. Ooh. Yeah, I know. Ooh. And
No.
out close actually, it's Dunno from Seattle. And
You didn't even know. Oh my God. You didn't know.
Don't know. I don't know.
And this is the team that's been kicking around the tournament scene in this the Pacific Northwest for a while. Captained by Vincent Pham of the massive oversized knee pads. Along with him, he'll be joined by Bill Fisher, Casey LeMay, Jen Takahashi, Kara Clark, Michael Shermer, and Roy McElmurray. So we've all...
It's the same team as last year, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know if Kara was here last year. I think it might have been somebody else in that. Right, Kara and Jen weren't here last year.
Yeah, Jen wasn't.
Seabell played with them.
Oh yeah,
last year.
That's right.
So yeah, this is
This team has more experience in this play style than any team coming up from Seattle. Like they played more of our tournaments than any team in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. That being said, a notable thing that we should probably bring up right away is Bill in his hand.
Is he playing?
Bill is playing. Bill is on the roster given to me by Vincent, but Bill injured his hand recently.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. I can't remember what the injury was, how he did it, but he posted something like, "I'm going to be able to play," so I'm stoked for that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Was he going to be able to play the extreme dodgeball?
Oh, the
That was
UDC.
it.
That's
Yeah,
this
they
weekend.
qualified.
Yeah.
The what?
Trampoline
Ultimate
dodgeball.
Dodgeball Championship, where they play on
Ultimate.
trampolines.
Oh.
Remember that thing that we're looking at playing, and they were like,
Cash
"Man,
prizes."
We can't get hurt."
Yeah, well, that thing that. Yeah.
No. It's like that looks too dangerous.
Yeah, I'd blow my knee out immediately.
No, that's what happened to my girlfriend. Their first time doing it, she tore her ACL. Just ripped it right out.
I remember though, was it one of the times we went out there back when I was a director with VDL? We went on a director bonders thing, and within about 10 minutes of hitting the court, Matt. Was it Matt, myself, and Pete Tang had all hit children in the face?
Were they playing, or
we all laugh at that?
Yeah,
we're terrible people.
I'm looking in the air, going like, I feel terrible. Demelo's like, very much an Angus laugh over here.
Hey man, you want to play? It's part of the game, man.
You want to play with the men? You get wrecked.
I felt so bad. I threw mine like a foot off the ground. Like it was a backspin. I was just hovering, and the kid ducked, and it was like.
You
No.
know what that is? That's a life lesson right there.
I don't know. He cried and
duck.
ran away so quickly. I don't think he learned anything other than ouch. But yeah, and then there were some teenagers that were being kind of bullies there, and then they did like laser, like trampoline dodgeball. They had like the glow in the dark shit. And as soon as that went off, Pete Tang and Matt once again lit up the teenagers. As soon as they couldn't see who was doing it, they were just obliterating them.
That's awesome.
So it was glow in the dark?
Yes.
That sounds real safe.
Yeah, I went.
Was the ball neon at least? Like, was it glowing, or were we throwing invisible balls at people?
Oh my god!
Yeah, so if you're wearing anything that, like, if you're wearing like all black, you were pretty much invisible.
That's awesome.
That sounds like so many liable. Never mind. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, not touching that one.
No.
But yeah, getting back to Dunno.
They did really good last year, and they have a lot of really talented players on that team that I think don't get the credit they deserve for like how talented they actually are.
Yeah, absolutely. And on your previous note about them being the most experienced team, they were in the top 8 of the winners bracket.
Wow, check that out.
Before they lost, I think, at that point. They did really well. And I think
I didn't get really a chance to see them play, but I've heard great things, and you guys played the Seattle game and probably see them down there. But
I've seen Bill a couple times. He's come up.
Yeah, he's come up and played. Yeah, Bill and but the thing with this tournament is we've kind of come to see is the more experience you have as a team is better than kind of throwing together your better players, right? So you got teams that have played together forever, and Dunno is one of them. So I think any team that has the chemistry there in this tournament, it's only 2 days. Right?
Yeah. On that note, they have experience not just with this game, but their game and other like they played together in multiple versions of dodgeball. Like, imagine if we taken our team to other versions, and like it would increase your sort of teamwork just out of the nature of playing multiple different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's interesting. That shows like that's why they probably qualified so high as well.
Yeah, and their 3 ladies, Kara, Jen, and Casey. All very good possession players. Casey started to really pick up on the sweeping last year at TOC. Did really well with that. Jen is a very good player, very consistent, very aggressive, very competitive. Kara, I played with at one of the foamies down there. Lovely person. Really enjoyed playing with her. Very competitive, always positive. She's going to keep their spirits up. And Roy, speaking about tricky throws.
I had to watch it in slow motion. Like, what is he? He's like throwing a straight 90-degree sideways ball. That's bizarre looking.
Yeah, and he plays that one. He plays a really deep one, closer to the wall, and he's looking for that cross all the time. Let's see here. Oh, Michael Shermer. I love Michael.
Yeah,
Michael's such a good guy, and he's once again another clutch player. His team is full of people who can pull plays out of nowhere. And playing with Michael at the. Is it called Kings and Queens? It's Kings and Queens in VDL.
Yeah.
I played with a group of the Seattle players, and he was just catching everything.
Oh, was he the white dude?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was a good catcher, man.
Yeah.
He made some really nice catches.
Well, he does.
It's like you're not expecting him to make the catch, and it just totally does.
Well, that's the thing. Ooh. I don't think they don't present themselves as like athletes. They don't come out like, oh, this guy plays football, this guy but they come out and then they play dodgeball really well. Like, oh.
Yeah, that's totally true. Yeah.
But Michael's like a marathon runner or something. I can't remember what he said he does, but like that's what it feels like playing them. Like, this guy's he's not running out, like I run out, like I get tired, like they don't get tired.
He sweats, but nothing changes, And Vincent of that group is probably the most experienced with the rule set and style of dodgeball we have up here. Once again, really lovely person, really competitive, but the smile never leaves his face. I don't think anybody can ever have a bad thing to say about any of these people.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, watch Vincent pick up a bench and throw it at somebody. I'm like, well, I was wrong.
Take it back.
Yeah, all 3 foot nothing of Vincent.
One of which is just knee pad.
Yeah. Oh man, for everyone who doesn't know Vincent, you'll know who he is immediately by the size of his knee pads. They're egregious. They really are.
It's unacceptable. Truly.
That's the only way to describe
We
them.
should start having rules on
knee
legal
pad
size
regulation.
like they do for goalies.
Get
in
the
NHL.
measuring out, like-
measure game. Those are two. Actually, it probably wouldn't matter because you give them more area to hit.
Yeah, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I'm excited to see what Dunno does. They're another one of those teams that, as much as we know them, they'll still be an unassuming team that people will really need to focus when they play against. So we're going to move on to our first Toronto team. On the waivers as Eric Cerruto's team, we do now know that they are called Rosie's Rivetors.
Okay.
And we know 3 of them.
Just
And
3. All right.
Okay.
The rest is a mystery.
Yeah, so we might throw in a few random Toronto facts to make up the difference. So Eric Cerruto is on the team, national player.
He's a good player.
Yeah,
Had a
Eric,
great showing last year.
He can catch.
there's a lot of substance to him being such a style player. He makes plays and makes it look good. He's like Durante if Durante wanted to be like hyper active.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say he's like Durante if Durante wanted to be on the ground.
That too, yeah.
Well, no,
Because
see,
Durante's
well-
like the complete opposite. Durante's like always like 6 feet in the air, whereas I found
Eric's like both though. He stays back. He's on the ground. Then when he's got a ball, he's dancing. He's like, ugh, ugh.
Yeah,
He's
but
doing
that's
that
right.
all day,
I'm just meaning
like-
like he doesn't do the jump up too often.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
usually going low for the catch, whereas
Yeah.
Durante is usually like catching it like this
in midair.
in midair with 3
Well, he
balls.
jumps to dodge. Durante's a nice
Yeah.
jump dodger, and with the hair, you get a nice like
Yeah, it's
swirl there. So it's very it's like
Beyonce like.
It's very
Beyonce, like,
it's good enough.
Durante,
So, yeah.
Beyonce. So yeah, next player that we know.
Durante?
Yeah, Durante.
Durante.
Oh man, there you go, Durante. You have a new nickname.
Yeah.
Durante.
Sticking.
So yeah, next player is oh man, I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation. Guylaine Sanfelipe, who is once again another national player. She was out last year with Chimera. She was
Which one was she?
she was a hard thrower.
Oh,
with the
the-
glasses.
Yes.
Oh man, she throws Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That girl throws hard.
yeah.
I remember like everyone would be like sitting there and you're like, I'm telling you, just watch.
Every single
She-
person
she
came up and
throws,
told me
and
after
they'd be
because I missed round robin.
What? No, no way. She's so holy. It's like the most, nonchalant 60.
And such a nice person too.
Yeah, she throws a dart.
Yeah, and like she played really well last year. Really took to the game quite quickly, and I'm curious to see how she does. And she's from Winnipeg. I should still note that the 3 names we know for this team. One of them's from Toronto, one's from Winnipeg, and one is from Victoria.
That's
Oh,
a whole
That's
lot.
right, Hauser. If that got picked up on the microphone.
She won a prize last year, right? She won I know she won something last year.
Did you?
They were doing 2
Were they giving
giveaways.
stuff out?
They did 2
Yeah.
giveaways on the Sunday, I think, and she won one of them.
Oh, must be
I
nice.
don't know why that stuck in my head.
I didn't even know that they gave
Yeah.
any.
No, we weren't up for the awards.
Apparently not.
Definitely not my team.
You have to play both days, Matt.
Yeah. I had a wedding to go to.
Stupid.
And the third person we know is a name that you enjoyed last year. Do you remember?
Is it Legacy?
It is. It is
Oh,
Mackenzie
nice.
Legacy.
Remember,
That's a
yeah.
good name.
No.
Good name.
And last year he played with Care Bears. And this was a team I did not see at all last year. So did you guys...
Was he the one that was playing one? I actually don't even remember what he looked like, but I
Was
remember
he-
the
he was
name.
Well, they were very
Yeah,
colorful.
was he the
Yeah.
beard?
They were
Yeah.
very colorful. Yeah, Mackenzie had the beard.
He had the beard. Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah.
So
He's
yeah,
a good
I'll
player.
let you guys lead this one because I didn't see him at all.
I didn't play against them. I saw little bits of the team as a whole. I remember Mackenzie stuck out.
Yeah, he kind of plays a little like some of the Seattle guys. It's
Okay.
you
Makes
know,
sense because they play a similar rule.
Yeah,
set.
So a little bit lower to the ground.
lower to the ground, hard throw.
Mm.
Yeah, see, he was a good player.
Interesting. Well, I'm excited to see them. Like I was messaging with Eric a little bit, and I'm really, really, really excited to see those guys. Like all the Toronto guys.
Still sounds fast. Like just Legacy sounds fast.
Ongoing joke from a year ago.
All right, cool. So we're on to our first team from Victoria, For Whom the Bell Tolls, and this one is led by Ian Kopp. If you give me a second here, I'm going to see if I can find something. I think I have a partial roster for them.
Okay.
And if we do, we can start,
Was that all we had right now? Just
That is all we had right now.
what? Victoria's teams, like, I don't even know.
I have no idea about any of them.
Yeah, have they ever come out before?
I'm surprised.
They came out a little bit in the first.
The first one?
That first, I guess.
I remember there were
third
Victoria
one.
teams there, but did they play open or did they play?
No,
No, it's competitive. I
they
played
were
the
in the
Victoria
competitive.
in the first year.
Yeah.
What I'm surprised about is us being so close, Lower Mainland Victoria, that we haven't seen like a team come and play in any of our tournaments, whether it be VDL, SDL.
Did one of them come play the beach tournament? Is that a thing that happened? Was that Victoria players?
Sounds yes, that is right. Yes, they did. There was a Victoria.
I wonder
team.
if some of these are those guys then.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, all right. So I have some names for this group. Danny Din. What are your thoughts on Danny Din?
Danny Din. Sounds like he's hungry.
Fair. Let's see here.
On and off the court.
Yes.
Kimberly Hunter.
Oh man, she's gonna kick the shit out of you.
Ian Kopp, their captain.
And he's gonna be the one that arrests her.
I was about to say I Facebook stalked Ian because that was the only name I had before I got here, and I think he ran for an elected position at UVic at some point because that was one of his photos.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah, that's right. I stalked
Not a
people.
cop.
Not a cop.
And let's see here, and Eric Soth. And Eric has a
I actually
CK
heard,
at the end.
I heard sloth at first.
Sloth?
That's why I laughed,
Yeah.
but I totally was like, no, it's soft.
His middle name is Michael, according to the information we have. That's right. It's Dog.
I don't even have anything for that one. I got nothing.
All right.
Nothing.
Sounds like he has a beard.
Yes, it totally does. He sounds like somebody that would be drinking a beer at Parkside, for sure. In a flannel shirt.
So yeah,
So is he a lumberjack?
Yeah.
Okay. Soft as a
he's
lumberjack.
gonna be giving Bill a run for his
Yeah,
money.
I
then.
guess so.
Both Bills actually.
Both bills, totally.
So yeah, random Victoria facts for the out of towners. Just to fill out in the segment, Victoria is the capital of BC. There's the gardens, and a museum. That's Victoria in a nutshell. And there's another Victoria team where there's nothing outside the captain.
What, do they play the same as Edmonton?
Yeah.
The no sting actually slaps you in the face sting ball?
Yeah, because, what was it? Years ago, some of the VDL guys went over every summer to play their tournament.
Yeah.
And they had a rule where if you hit somebody in the face, they weren't out.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like a good rule.
Yeah.
There's some LA teams that I think do that.
Yeah, and there
Wait,
was,
no, you hit someone in the face and the person you hit is not out?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant the person who threw it is not out.
No.
No.
Wow,
Well,
okay,
both are not out.
That also bothers me then.
And
Headshot rules, man.
there was some girl in the
Podcast
finals
for another
that
time.
kept on getting hit in the head and was using her face as a shield, and she was crying, and then Rage Lamb started yelling at her, if you're crying, get off the court. Something along those lines. I think it was a lot more aggressive than that. But yeah, after a while they didn't go back. But Sunny Bang and Aska just went over for a tournament there, and they won.
Good
With-
old Sunny Bang.
And Sunny Bang,
sick! So sick!
and Sunny Bang was the MVP.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so sick, Sunny
Nice.
Bang!
I did see that picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So sick.
really excited to see what they do. Last time Victoria came out, I think it was definitely a style shock for them. They had never played anything similar to what we had. And like there was definitely skill. Obviously there was skill, but they didn't have the ability to translate it over.
Well, if there's any advice I would give to like teams that don't have a lot of experience in this play style, because they're coming from the international or the more burden rule style leagues, is like you can be a little more selfish by comparison in this. Like you almost have to be. If you have 10 seconds with your ball after you pick it up, you get a little bit of time that you can be a teammate and, protect or like crossfire or something like that. But at a certain point, you have to make a decision. Like, do I throw this ball, especially in VDL since you can't reset it? Like, If you always just roll that dead ball, if you wait it all the way out and roll it, a lot of times you never get that ball back, and you don't hit people out, and then they bear down on you. You can be a little more like, teamwork there's like a different teamwork here. Like, you have to just go quickly. You can't confer with your teammates.
I'm excited to see this Matt.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say
this run and gun Matt.
You're excited. I was actually thinking he doesn't want to be a teammate anymore.
No, I know.
Maybe we should go get a fucking new pit.
Matt versus the world.
That's right. Watch out, everyone! I'm gonna do the noob style, pick up and throw. It's gonna work this time.
You. Very old man style.
And it's by comparison. I watch a lot of the international style, and I notice we all have this immediate reaction, seems really slow. It's not slow. They just have a different ebb and flow to it that you need to see where the pressure is. But here, you're a little more allowed to throw than you are there. I guess I would leave it at that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a freer game that we play.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to our next team. It's another Seattle team, Grunge. And this team had an injury. Their captain, Steph, actually got injured last week, I believe. So she won't be playing. She'll be there coaching and providing moral support.
Okay.
This time
still coming out. That's big.
Still coming, yeah. This team has Sam Wise, Steph's sub from Boss, Jess Leung, Rob Stiles, Will Schumacher, who we know, your favorite person from Seattle, Jimmy Larson.
Oh yeah, the trash talking king of Seattle.
Paul Shireman.
He only targets me.
It's true.
Really? He trash talks you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He reminds me of you, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And their final.
I sounds like I like the guy.
And their final member, Missy Takahashi, who I think is known as Murder Face down there.
Did you say murder face?
Murder Face.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
she's
hyper aggressive. She's really into it.
Oh, okay.
Already sounds like a Brenna to me then.
Yeah, very much so. That's really the best way.
That's awesome.
Way to kill the team dynamic. Can't wait to see the group chat after she watches this one.
No,
Matt is editing this. So.
Sounds like, yeah, I know.
Can't wait to see the group chat after this.
I meant it as a compliment. You guys, what? Way to throw me under the bus.
No, I mean, so what you're saying is she's extremely intense, gets into
ready
it,
to throw, ready
and
to
game
go.
face on, and is clutch when the time comes.
That's
what Matt meant.
That's what I
That's
inferred.
what
Good
Matt
spin, Demelo. Good spin, Demelo.
So the only one that I know on that one is Sam.
And he's got a lot of experience too.
Yeah,
He played a full season up here.
Yeah, he understands our game now.
And he's trying to start BDL.
Yeah, and Bellingham. I was about to say Bethlehem. I'm like,
Yeah.
a few thousand miles
I
apart.
believe he had his first drop in last Friday.
Really?
Yep.
That's awesome.
He's a good catcher.
Yeah.
Yes. This team is actually very catch heavy.
Will is another guy we played with when we went down to Centralia, is that?
Centralia, yeah.
Yeah, and he was really good at catching, and they played foam there, so he's a good foam catcher.
Yeah, we played foam on turf.
Oh, interesting.
And it was
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh,
Man,
It was a
awesome.
lot of fun.
That would be pretty fun.
It was really fun.
Diving
You
was,
guys-
it, was
catches.
it with CDL?
Oh shit, I'm going out.
Yeah. No, it felt good because
There
you
was
didn't
no
slip
walls.
at all.
Oh,
Yeah, on
really?
turf, you
Yeah.
just have great grip.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was their typical court layout, but no walls. So you're really dependent on ball retrievers.
Oh, okay.
So
It's like
So
the
like
beach
beach
tournament.
tournaments.
Yeah.
Jake.
They should go get CDL's outdoor court.
CDL's outdoor court.
Yeah, they just purchased one.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Ask
Oh,
Billy.
for the Rib Fest thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got a new outdoor dodgeball court.
So they're just gonna put down tape lines.
I was thinking, so they got like plastic fences that go around,
Something
kind of
like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They did that years ago at something at Coquitlam Town Center.
Yeah.
Where they were letting kids play,
Yeah,
little
something like
guys.
that.
Yeah.
That's good. Good use of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you should go. It sounds like you like to hit them in the face.
I do dislike children a lot. They smell, they throw up, they poop everywhere.
Hit them in the face.
They're terrible walkers in theme parks.
Hey, it's not assault if they're on the dodgeball court. All right.
Yeah, you've entered
That's just part of
my
the game.
area. Welcome to my world. Stupid kids. Anyway, if I had a reputation, it's gone now. So Jess Leung from Boss, I played with her at the Unicorn tournament. Decent all around, good thrower, positionally very well placed on the court. and very focused, very competitive person.
So she's playing with the Seattle team?
Yeah, because Steph messaged me going, "Help, we need a female player."
Huh.
I knew that Jess was looking for a team, so I messaged her, and Jess was in, so connected the two of them, and they're good to go there. Rob, I play with Rob at one of the foamies. Rob is about your height. Actually looks like a combination of the two of you.
Hey, if we had a kid.
Sounds like a winner already.
Sounds like an ugly kid.
Wow. Burn.
I was going to say, I've killed the reputation. I was about to hop on that, like, thank you, Demelo.
Yes. Jesus.
Yes.
When we get to that group chat
That was
later,
so easy.
fuck you.
That was so easy.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
Brenda's been, like, overshadowed now.
Yeah.
What's going to happen when we actually get to talking about your team? I'm
I'm just trying to light the fire before the practice tomorrow. Okay?
My team tomorrow is just going to do nothing. We're all injured and weak. But Rob's a really good counter catcher, very good bait catcher as well. He's got a really accurate throw, a lot of court awareness. He'll be definitely a court general. Will Schumacher, another happy, smiley kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Catches a ton. Absolutely a ton. And I really like him. I think Will is... all the Seattle people are just good. Like, I just really
they're
like
a friendly
them.
group, straight through.
Yeah, they've always been very welcoming with us, with the exception of Jimmy.
He had his own way. He was still very welcoming, but if I were a more sensitive person, that first introduction I'd been like, what is this guy's problem? But like my initial reaction is to like just laugh with it, and I realize like he's just joking the entire time. But yeah, I really like Jimmy, and I'm glad that he can actually come up for this tournament because there's been a big trash talk. I go down there, play their play style. I don't know how to game it, I don't know how to win at their system. Like I can throw, I can catch, but if I'm backed into a corner, I don't really know
Matt,
the
do you need
pace.
me to step in?
Yeah.
Do you need me to talk trash back?
Yeah. Jimmy, watch out. We got our own trash talker here.
No, I'll stay quiet.
Shane's
I'll
one
stay
of the
quiet.
best.
I'll stay
One
quiet.
of the best.
No,
I
but
can't
now
wait till he
he's
says
coming
something to Decker.
Chirp, chirp.
No, that's a different kind.
No, that's real trash talk, not friendly time. But now he's coming up to play our game, so that's the rub now. Like I should theoretically be able to flex a little on this.
He messaged me, telling me that he can't wait to come up here and destroy all of us Canadians, and like, you can't hurt me any more than the Canucks have over the last few years.
Random.
Jimmy's a good guy. Paul Shearman, I don't know.
I'm sure they were at the Seattle tournament we just played. Grunge was there, but I don't know their names, but I'm sure it's a lot of the same guys.
Yeah. What do you think of him based on his name, Shayn?
Say it again?
Paul Shearman. Or Shireman.
He sounds like he was the 10th player in the Sandlot that just wasn't good enough to be on the team. So he was in the bleachers eating the popcorn, watching the other kids that didn't actually have a team play baseball.
Where do you come up with this stuff?
Like,
I don't know, man.
Would he have been on the Little Giants?
I
I know, it's a deep cut.
Say the name one more time.
Paul Shearman or Shireman?
I don't know. I think he might have been the water boy. Watch this
Adam
guy's
Sandler,
an
good
absolute
reference.
stud who just throws like
The stallion.
85 and he's coming right for my face.
Remember this face.
Yeah. I don't know. He's probably a good player. Don't throw it in my face.
Yeah, and with Missy, like Missy is, the few times I've seen her play, she always comes up with a catch at a big moment. She always makes a play happen, and once again, hyper competitive. So I'm excited to see what this team does.
Is she the sister of Jen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I saw a couple.
Yeah.
Takahashi, what was it?
Takahashi.
Takahashi, yeah.
Yeah, there is definitely a blood relation there.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to move on to our second Toronto team, and this is a team that our friend Peter Decker is excited for. It's Havoc.
It's a pretty good team.
It's a very, very good team with a lot of international experience, which is putting it lightly. So Havoc is captained by Mark, who we met last year. Team members include Jeff Snow, Mike Lasiuk, Jason Mergler, Savannah Burton, and Tanya Kaiser. So, Matt, you watch a lot of these videos.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on this roster?
Well, I'm happy they got Mergler out because I like that name, and I feel like his nickname should be Murder Mergler. I hear Murder Mergler in my head every time they say it. But that was the thing when I watched the internationals, like that's all you hear is Snow, Mergler. Like, you just keep hearing it.
Over and over again.
When I hear Mergler, I think of hamburger.
Yeah, I was too. I was like, he's gonna steal my dinner. That's probably some high school trauma.
And
we are so sorry.
And then murder,
Murder's not looking so bad now, is it? But here's the thing: when those international tournament, the camera was so far away that like, it's hard to tell that he's actually a big guy. Like he's tall, and I'm sure he's throwing shed. But from that distance, like I can't tell how hard he's throwing.
But the other two guys, they're all good throwers. They're all good players, just in general. They're really good.
Yeah.
Mark, I just remember tight pants and let's go.
The pants,
let's go.
He's making them work.
Tight pants.
Hey, if you got the legs for it.
Yeah, if you go out, flaunt it, right?
Lefty,
we don't.
Right?
Yeah, lefty.
Lefty.
Man, he blew Carla up so many times in the face in that like banana tournament.
She was not a happy camper.
Jeff Snow. I hear keep saying Jeff Snow.
Everyone keeps talking about Jeff Snow.
I don't think I've actually seen him play. So.
I just recently I saw him.
Guys,
yeah, he's
ambidextrous. He throws just as well with that arm.
Okay.
He's a very good thrower. He's got a lot of accuracy. Court awareness is super strong. What is it? I think he's also a very popular player among the VDLers who have seen him play. I watched the international or the final of last year's World Championships, and I watched the national championship this year. And seeing all those guys play, Mergler has a very good throw. He has two different throws in terms of windup. He has the longer one, and he has a shorter release. And he still gets a lot of power on the shorter release. Jeff can take, obviously, two balls and go that, and just kind of, be a battle bot at that point.
Mark Williams.
Yes, very much. Actually, a more controlled and centered Mark Williams is probably the best way to describe him. And no beard. The opposite of
probably not doing the chest pass.
Yeah, he's the opposite. He's the opposite of Mark in so many ways outside of the throws, because Mark big and hairy, Jeff's still big but not as hairy. Bald and no beard.
The inversion.
Yeah. I'm excited to do that, and I don't know too much about the ladies on this team. Matt, do you have any insight?
I did. I looked up Kaiser. What was the
Tanya Kaiser.
There's a video on YouTube that's like a highlight reel of hers, and so it looks like she's a gunner catcher. Like I don't think she's even from Toronto. I think it said actually she's from Minneapolis. I can't confirm that. So I think Mark just sniped some ringers for his team. So I'm sure there's some.
They didn't like losing last year.
No. Yeah.
I was about to say, based on this roster, do you think they're trying to win?
Yes.
I know for a while.
Definitely.
I know he was that loss was hard for him. I know he wasn't happy with the way the tournament turned out, and I don't know if he actually wanted to come back, because it is a big trip to come all the way out. And I was talking to him on Facebook after, and I think it brought him back. It sparked him a bit. So I know there is that he wants to redeem that because they came as close as an out of town team could get.
For a team that had never played the style before, to finish tied for fifth.
Was it fifth? I thought they got knocked out in the quarters.
They lost in the winners bracket semifinal, and they lost to Chris. It went to Chris, and then to Chris played Spartans, and then Banana. So Spartans were fourth, but Catching Fire, and then we're tied for fifth.
To play Banana, then play Chris, and those were two of the best series all day.
Yeah, those were good series.
Mm-hmm.
And Hauser is back.
And Lasiak was really good last year too, and he's a great player as well. Huge cannon. I feel like they picked players they wanted on the team this go around. I think it's hard to get people to come out with you, so I think they had more time to goad people we need you and we need you and you need to come and do this, because for them to get even Snow and Mergler, there's no real incentive for them to come play another type of dodgeball. They play international.
Especially
with
when there's no money on the line.
Money on the line.
Yeah, so I think this is very clearly
money. It's pride.
Yeah.
Well, you said yourself. You were telling us earlier that you think with all the international
I still do.
feel now in this tournament coming from everywhere that.
I think at one point it should, you could go to, it could become a huge, massive money tournament. I don't know. But anyways, that's just...
No pressure, VDL. So yeah, I'm really, really intrigued to see how this team performs in our style. I think they'll adjust very quickly. I think the skill set, both individually and collectively, translates really well to how we play out here. So I'm very curious to see how their Sunday goes. So we'll move on to our next Seattle team, Kessel Runners. This is a team that we actually don't know too much about. I think we've probably seen a lot of these people.
Seen some pictures and seen them in drop-in videos and stuff, but I don't think I've met any of these people.
Yeah.
First thing I see is they have 8 players as well.
Yes, and that's something else as well. There's some of these rosters, and actually Havoc is one of these teams where they only have 4 guys.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous in
2-day tournament, yeah.
2-day. Oh, in particular, not so much that, as much as it would be strikes.
Yeah, strikes. You could fall into strike trouble pretty quick.
We'll get to that.
That's a whole other podcast, yeah. I think.
We'll do a quick little one on that after we go through all the teams. So yeah, that's something that I think could be a factor later on. It wasn't last year, but also last year it was called so inconsistently to the point where people were gun shy to call it. I do not think that'll be the case this year.
I don't think so either.
I think
it'll be like...
Oh yeah, they'll be pulling the trigger like crazy. So yeah, this team is captained by... I'm pretty sure it's Travis Fox Lupo. It said William on the sheet that we got from VDL, but on Facebook he's Travis. So we'll go with Travis. Zach Hamilton, who I've played with. Milton Gregory. Caitlin Schreiber. Spencer Dellis. Oliver Liu. Taylor Green. And I'm going to be really careful with this one. Jorge de Jesus.
That actually sounds exactly how you're supposed to say that.
Fuck yeah. I mean, he's going to come up to me and it's like, it's actually this. I'm like...
Dude, all right, I know Zach.
George.
I know Zach and I know Taylor.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Those are the two that we definitely know in terms of like all that. I've seen Travis play enough times to get an idea of how he plays. He has a very centered style. He's very control oriented. He's able to put pressure on. Kind of similar to a Nick Yu, but the catching isn't at that level, but a smarter thrower.
Okay.
Zach...
Nick Yu's a pretty smart thrower.
Nick Yu's a really, really, really smart thrower. Zach will catch people off guard. Nick uses his throw to set up catches.
True.
So Travis goes for a kill and a catch. Whereas Nick Yu will throw and he's good if it hits you, he's good if it doesn't, because he's going for your throw at him. And we'll get to Pandas in a little bit. Zach I've played with at a Foamy. Lovely dude. He falls in that category of when you see him, he looks big and mean and nasty, and this is one of the nicest people.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
He's bald, he's got a big beard, the big smile to go with it. Another player that's very all round is not really, he's a jack of all trades kind of player. Fits in really well with almost every team, balances it out. Taylor, solid catcher, someone who puts herself in a position to make plays. I'm really excited to see how she does in our game at the speed that it is. The rest of them I don't know, so once again we'll turn it over to our name correspondent, Shayn.
Okay, give me the name.
First one for you is Milton Gregory.
He created a brand new board game. It's like Monopoly, but not quite as good.
I like it. Caitlin Schreiber.
She's the long-lost sister of Liv Schreiber.
Not bad. Hopefully it works out and she gets a bit of that money.
Yeah, she's actually in the will, and she was trying to figure out a way to kill him without anyone knowing.
And on that note, Liv Schreiber, best saber-tooth.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, how many saber-tooths were there?
There's been at least two in the live ones. But you throw in the cartoons and all that too, right?
He's great. He does great voice work.
He's really good. Spencer Dellis.
He was almost cast as Tom in Airbud, but just didn't quite make it. There was somebody else that was just a little more nerdy.
I haven't seen the Airbud.
IMDb Shayn Solberg.
Yeah.
I was just making a joke for anyone who got that one.
All right, last two names. Oliver Liu.
Oliver Liu. If just by going by the last name, he must also be worried about the pub night and drinking too much and not being quite as good on the Sunday.
And Jorge de Jesus.
Hey, listen, guy's last name is it Jesus?
Yes,
Jesus.
yes.
I don't mess with people that can touch me and I'm dead. God,
Like one of his many powers, yeah.
When they got God powers, man,
I really got to learn more about religion. All right, so another boss team.
Yes.
Not so much a boy band, but a band with all boys. Linkin BOSS.
Oh, okay. Linkin BOSS.
Lots of groans around Chesterfield right now.
All right.
So this is one of the stronger boss teams coming out. And this is Nigel's team.
This is a good team.
So this is Nigel Wong, Dan Lack, Brown Jensen, aka Ranjot, Kevin Chi, Mike Koo, Betty Mack, and Tiff Trong.
That's a good team.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
Dan and Nigel, huge arms, and
Yep.
and Brown Jensen is just like White Jensen, just catches everything up the middle.
And Kevin reminds me of Jason Sam on steroids.
Yeah.
How is that possible, man?
I know. You haven't seen Kevin G play. It's essentially like Jason Sam on steroids.
Yeah.
Well, that
It's an
sounds
apt
awful.
descriptor.
Yeah, I don't know. He's bouncing around. He's very agile, hard to hit, great arm, can catch. His agility though is out of this world, right?
Mhm.
Pretty good. And I actually I didn't get a chance to play against that. Was it Mike?
Mike, yes.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to play against their team, but I did play against them in that little mini TOC tournament. But I didn't really see him really do much, so I don't know what to say about him.
I played with Mike last year at
Okay.
Unicorn, Mike is one of those guys that has quickly adapted to the sport. I think he's only played now 2 years,
Oh, okay.
and just a cannon of an arm.
Mm-hmm.
Is really learned in and out. So the game really brings a lot to the table. Very athletic. Like a lot of the boss players, he's coming from a badminton background.
Mm.
So
Okay.
really smart. Another one of these young kids. Maybe 23 or 24.
These guys keep finding these young guys, man. It's crazy, man.
Badminton.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
11 years on these kids.
Such a random transfer over to dodgeball.
The
Yes,
footwork is identical, man.
It
Yes
makes
and
sense.
no.
It's a small court, He's still doing the same arm action. No, it makes sense. It's just
Yeah, and one of the,
Not-
I'll say, better VDL players in the first, let's say, 10 years of VDL was Billy Yu. And Billy had a cannon of a throw,
Mhm. He
and
really
Yu
adapted
came
it
from
well.
badminton. And it's that
yeah. Well,
twitch release.
it's the same arm motion, right?
Mhm.
It makes sense.
I played badminton growing up.
We were probably good.
Probably.
But then Betty also was like the best boss female that I was
Yes.
able to witness. I played on her team, and I got to experience like she really covers the one very well. And
I agree.
I think if they have her as their 2 on that team, whoever's their 1 is going to be real savage over
She
there.
was the 2, and she was protecting Nigel.
Mm.
And the one thing that she does real well is not just protect from the cross, but read the straight on throws
Yep.
and actually slide over and catch the straight on throws.
Yeah,
So
it's
wait,
exactly at the
wait.
slide.
Nigel was playing 1.
Nigel was playing 1 in
In
when
that-
we played them. It was a mismatch of between 2 Codys.
Yeah.
Nigel was playing 1. Daniel Lack was playing 6.
Weird.
5 or 6. And
I would've thought it
Ranjot was 5, and Kevin Chi was in the middle with 3.
I would have.
Yeah.
That just does not sound like the way I would line that
Nigel? Nigel played 1 that whole
up.
tournament.
I would have thought that you would have had Dan at 1.
Oh.
He's
Well-
a little more bouncy.
He's bouncy, yeah.
When they played at TOC last year, Nigel was primarily at 1.
Was he?
And Dan bounced around between 6 and 3.
3?
Yeah.
He's
3 is different.
man.
Boss
Yeah,
uses 3 a little
Boss's
differently
3
than ours.
is not our 3.
It's not our 3, eh?
3 is
It's
like
just so weird.
me. Big boys, take
Big-
hits.
Big guy who just sits in the middle.
Sit in the middle.
Like
don't
they put
sweep.
Bader in 3 a lot,
It's either
right?
you
Like,
or
Yeah,
Turks.
Bader
Yeah,
at 3 is
well,
weird
yeah.
too.
Don't sweep.
I
Just get hit by balls and
I would
keep
never
ball
put
sweep.
Bader at 3. Like he's just such a big target, and everyone's lining up to throw, and it's the easiest way to get balls back. Like it just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
It's weird. I wonder if they still do that. I don't.
They've actually, when we were there at Unicorn, I saw, well, in the videos leading up as well, they'll play a lady at 2 and 5. and have 2 guys in the middle at 3 and 4.
I was actually
That is different.
doing that.
That is weird and wild stuff.
Yeah, and we've seen some of the VDL teams doing that lately too.
Brandon.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Do you want this to be off? Not gonna edit it out.
Turn the camera off.
Yeah.
We're talking strategy.
Strategy.
But yeah, I think this team's gonna be interesting. Don't want to forget about Tiff Trong. Tiff is an insane catcher. She was the one who made the big catch in Game 5 last year against Recess, which brought Nigel back in, and Nigel eliminated the remaining Recess players on 3 consecutive throws.
Wow.
She is known for making those plays. She caught me out last year at Unicorn.
Who'd you catch?
I think it was Rob. No, it wasn't Rob. Sorry, it was. It might have been Matt Hung that threw with him.
I want to be hung like Matt.
True story. And then Nigel came back in and 3 throws. I think it was Rob, Stella, and Yam. And that was the Game 5. That was the series, and that was Recess into the losers bracket.
The loser bracket where they had to play Seattle.
And led to a massive boss, 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 boss chant. They were very excited last year.
They are a very excited group. They are.
Yeah, I think this team's going to be interesting.
I think that, of all the boss teams, that one's the team that, on paper, I would say is probably going the furthest.
I agree, and I think that team goes as far as Nigel takes them. I think if Nigel is on, the team will do really well.
It's funny, I was going to say Dan, but it's just,
See, Dan is good, and he has the capability of taking people out, but I just feel like he's more of an individualistic player and not the team player.
But that's why I would say it's more about Dan than it is about Nigel, because if he's on, then if he's off...
That's a fair point.
Just from what I saw from the 3 games that we played against them, is we killed Nigel fast, and then it was more or less smooth sailing from there. So I think the longer he stays alive and does damage, the better that team does.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think Nigel has a wider skill set to draw upon. So if Dan is off, Nigel can adjust to that easier than if Nigel's off, Dan has one thing that he goes to. That being said, the rest of their team can easily pull up their socks and do quite a good job as well.
It's a good team. It's a good team.
Yeah.
It
could be their year. They could be.
That's a good makeup. They got your big guns and some catchers.
Different league won this year, so it's a different league every year so far.
That was the thing about the top 8 and the winners side last year. It was everybody. Everybody had a representative in the top 8.
Yeah.
It wasn't the quote unquote favorites.
Because Coquitlam even had.
You were Coquitlam last year, weren't you?
No, CDL was the. Oh no, sorry. CDL was the only league that didn't have anyone in the top 8.
That's right. I was thinking of the other Surrey team, the one
Catching
with
Fire.
Joey. Yeah.
Catching Fire.
They weren't in the top 8 of the winners bracket, but they ended up top 5.
Yeah.
They faced 2 Chris first round.
Really?
And almost
beat them. And also Game 5. They were down. They were up 2 people to 1.
They still probably played like 40 games.
They played a lot of games, right? They played a ton.
They was an incredible.
They eliminated us.
Yeah.
After we lost to Chimera.
Yeah.
We lost to Chimera and then Catching Fire back to back.
Those are 2. Well, it's going to be the case on Sunday anyway. But those are 2 tough games to have in a row.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who we lost to.
Shayn has shut it out.
We knocked you to the loser bracket.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah. And then I don't know what happened after
that's
that.
right. You did.
And I don't know what happened after that.
Oh yeah, because I remember Bill. Bill.
I feel like we got knocked out by a boss team. No, we got knocked out by. I think we got knocked out by Chimera as well.
Perhaps.
Maybe not. I don't know.
It would have been, if you got knocked out of winners by Chimera and then lost. These guys eliminated you.
That sounds like that was the way it went.
You guys, is it Chimera or Chimera?
Who cares?
See, in my world, we actually sell gear that is spelt that, and it's Chimera.
Chimera.
Yeah.
I'm just interested.
Rent it out, anyways.
All right, so we're gonna head on to our one and only representative from Langley Dodgeball League. What up, Langley? And their team name is Miles Away from Langley.
Oh, that's cheeky.
It's a lot of puns, a lot of Palmer influence throughout.
Is she on that team?
No, she's not.
Oh.
Palmer is not in the tournament this year.
Oh.
I'm excited about this team, though.
I am too. They started out really strong that first night. So this one's captained by Miles Griffiths, and it includes Sage, Rachel, Claudia, Chris Schwartz, Patrick, and Dayton.
Rachel is like, she's like really turning into a great player.
Had her on juicy.
Soccer goalie background.
Yeah.
The
she
famous,
is-
the famous.
The
The,
hands.
the
debate
only
here.
the only issue is that she gets a little too kind of like Nick Yu, where I can catch everything.
Yes.
She hasn't quite found the you need to stick to this zone as opposed to trying to catch it all.
Well, it's difficult because of the soccer goalie. You're
Yeah,
always
no,
like,
I
Yeah,
just-
it's like two
I-
seasons in, you
it's
know.
two
And that's
seasons
what it was
in,
But you're right.
She
Yeah,
catches
right.
a lot though.
But even like Chris and RJ, that like the guys that come from football, like that's what they've told me too. Like we're just trained to reach for stuff. Like it's like you have to flip a switch. Like you have to reach for it. It's
Yeah.
like coming
Yeah.
into dodgeball. It's like don't ever reach for that. Like don't ever do it unless you know you can pull it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played with Rachel this past season on Juicy Dodgers, and she's still very much a raw talent. And the easiest way to communicate things to her was to put it into a soccer context.
And you would be great to do that
Yes.
because you have soccer background.
And she learned really quickly. Like throughout the season, she improved rapidly.
yeah, she's good.
She has a great throw. Her catching has definitely improved. I was talking to her and Sage about reading the play from that 1-2 position because they were only doing one thing over and over and over again. And I said to them, like, you need to be able to read the court to know how you're supposed to line up and what you do after you have the ball back on the opening rush. So I think between the two of them, like Sage as well, like Sage has really improved over the last year. His counter catching at 1 is really good, and if he leaves himself open for it, he can be really
He's
successful.
streaky.
Yeah.
He is streaky.
He can be
He's on
really
and
hard to
off,
deal with.
yeah,
There's
that's-
been really hard games
Yeah.
against him.
Like
I've seen days where he gets hit out very fast, right?
Yeah, and then, there are
other
where
days, man,
just-
he's catching everything,
everything.
man, and it just depends on the day, I guess, right?
Same
And
with
he-
Chris.
Yes.
Chris can get real streaky now.
Yeah.
He's starting to.
You know what though, Chris lately, man, he's been really elevating his game to the next
Yeah.
level. He's quickly becoming, even though he's
Yeah,
repping-
he's starting to get it. For
yeah,
sure.
even though he's only second season in
Yeah.
as well, and even though he's repping Langley, I'd say he's quickly becoming one of the top
Yeah.
players in Surrey for sure.
If you look at the stats for Flash, because I was like, there was like little barriers where like the top 4 people were like just a little bit above the next chunk and the next chunk, and like you could see for a new player because he's still fairly new, like he was the only one that high on the list, and it's like, oh wow, like I guess Chris really like if you look at the stats, like he's picking it up faster than anyone else.
Its football background gives him great hands,
Mhm.
so anything close to his body, he's going to get. He's 300 pounds.
Oh, he's a big boy, but
a
he's
big
spry.
boy, but he's spry. He can move, and his throw is hard, and his off look throw from 6 to 1 is weird, man. When I played against him in Calgary, he hit me so many times. It's hard to.
He said to me actually just the other day, he's like, all you guys that throw the curve, I just, it looks like it's gonna hit me in the head, and I just trust that it's not, and it's gonna just drop in, and I'm gonna catch it.
It's great.
That's the most
Yeah.
Chris thing I think he's ever said. And also, best mustache in dodgeball.
Yeah.
Best and only, I guess.
That we're aware of.
Yeah.
That we're aware of.
And Young, 23.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
none of those Balzacs guys are playing anymore, so yeah,
No,
he's
they
probably the
don't.
best mustache.
Yeah.
Dayton.
Dayton,
Big
yeah.
arm, another big arm.
Big
there,
arm.
5 and 6, right?
Yeah.
He's just a little ball of muscle. Like he plays like it too.
Yeah, he just will give her to you. He's not scared to throw
Yeah,
at
he-
anyone, right?
Will
And-
throw hard and then do like
Patrick.
a weird dance jump to
Yeah.
get out of the way of the ball.
Now Patrick, I want to take a little bit of credit for him. And the
Wow.
only thing I'm gonna say is, for whatever reason, he always wanted to play 1-1-1-1, and I said, man, you got hands. You need to be Surrey's next 3.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I can't play 3. There's too much going on, right? It's balls coming left and right. I go, you'll get used to it. Trust me. And ever since he's moved to 3, man, that guy can catch, man. He
Wow,
can catch
that's
everything.
awesome.
So I still see him play 1 here and there, but when he plays 3, I like his game at 3, man. His bait catching is better than most.
Yeah, for a new player as well, he came right in with like,
Second
"What's up with these
season.
catches,
yeah,
bro?"
Everyone's second season in, and it's like, wow, like everyone's at that top level already, right? Getting there.
Yeah, and Miles, very underrated in terms of game knowledge and court sense.
SDL Season 1 champ.
Yeah, he's an excellent communicator. He's going to be a great coach / captain for this group.
Yeah.
And he's going to bring a lot of value in terms of getting through a short 2-day tournament.
Yeah.
Because he's done it a few times now.
He's an athlete. He's lacrosse, right? He knows.
Right,
What,
yeah,
he knows what's up, right? He knows to play in the big game tournaments, right? So
He also coaches lacrosse, so that's another.
yeah, high level too.
Yeah. And last member of the team, Claudia.
Yeah.
Sweep City.
Yeah, that's Claudia. Honestly, as good as the rest of the players are on this team goes as far as they have possession.
Yeah.
And Claudia and Patrick / Miles playing in the middle will be the engine of this team.
Mm-hmm.
For this team to work, those two positions need to be on fire in terms of sweeping and controlling the pace of the game.
Yep.
And Claudia can do that. I think Claudia has improved a lot over the last 2 seasons. She has gone from just being a shield at 2 to understanding the flow of the game, understanding where things are happening, what she needs to do in relation to different situations. Her court awareness and game sense is really developed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I agree.
I think this is another one of those greasy teams
Super greasy.
that will grind out a win or two against somebody that on paper would be unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
They're a team that you can't look over. Because if you look over, they'll,
As much
they'll
as you
catch
want
you
it,
off guard. Yeah, if you're already looking to the next match, you could find yourself down 2-0.
That's what happened in the
quick.
practice tournaments. That's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, on to our next team from SDL, and it is Minit to Win It. Captain is Kevin Vo. Teammates are Jeff Bermundo, Ada Chung, Jackie Alano, Derek Stebby, or Vaughn Stebby, Terrence Sabito, and myself.
All right, Bermundo. That's a huge, what's going on here?
Yep.
Needed a new 5.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That's
It's a nice element.
it's a
Yes.
good element for sure. Yeah.
Jeff is one of those super underrated players that I've had the pleasure of playing with on Jelly Bellies with
Mhm.
us together, right, this past season. And yeah, we've won 2 of 3 in Langley, and his throw is weird.
It's super knuckle.
It's super knuckly, screwbally, and his catching is on fire, and then
And
he likes to dance at the line. And
There's
you can't
very
hit
few
him,
that
and
play the line
And you-
without a ball.
you can't
It's like
hit
him and Nick Yu. I don't know
Yeah.
anyone else that does that, where they're like.
But the difference is
right here, let's go.
Jeff will go to the line and he'll dance around 4 balls, whereas Nick Yu will go to the line and he'll have caught all 4 balls.
That's when you're playing against Jeff. It's like, don't throw it at him. He's gonna catch it. That's just
Yeah.
well, Nick's like that too. But yeah, it's something about Jeff. Anywhere on the court, he's got my number. He's
a
like
good
on my
catcher,
list
too.
of.
Yeah, he's a good catcher.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
you guys are a little banged up.
Oh yeah, we're all injured.
Yeah.
I think Jeff, Derek, and Jackie are our healthiest members right now.
I think Derek's he's got like a
Oh yeah,
thumb
he
or
fucked up,
something.
and Terrence just fucked up his finger yesterday,
Oh,
or his thumb, one of the two. So Jackie is our healthiest member.
So give her the balls on the start.
Yeah. The good thing about having Jeff on a team playing 5, that means that I can play 1, because I was the backup at 5. So it allows us to. We're definitely gonna be playing differently this year, just based on personnel. We need to structure ourselves a bit differently. The ladies on our team, we are so lucky to have Jackie and Ada.
Solid. Like 2 of the best sweepers in the league, and
good
catchers.
catchers, very good
Yeah.
catchers.
And counter throwers.
Yeah.
That's the other thing, is the protection that they give the guys when they're up at the line, they throw, they miss, and they're backpedaling. Their counter
Yeah,
throws.
that's a
are
great way to put it.
incredible, right?
Jackie doesn't throw a lot, but she threatens when she needs to threaten,
Yeah.
and it really keeps you alive when you're on her team.
And Derek learned how to throw a curveball.
Yes.
It's not that he learned how to throw; he's just started throwing a curveball.
Yeah.
That
Maybe
he
I'll
should've-
throw this now. Yeah, I think he's.
The fact that he mixes that in with the 70+ fastball, man, that thing that moves. It moves and
Yeah.
it moves real late and really fast and really far.
Yeah, it slices right through me. I can't
Yeah.
block it. I
No,
can't.
it's
I can't read it.
That thing is scary. It's
And Kevin.
What about him?
Yeah. No,
What
winner-
about that Vo kid?
Winner across all leagues. Right?
Yeah, I think-
and TOC winner.
It
You
also
guys all
depends
won
on
last
which
year.
Kevin you get, right? If you get Kevin that's ready to play, I mean, that guy can win on his own. He's a good player. But if you get Kevin, from Thursday playoffs a couple of seasons ago,
Here's the
you're not gonna fucking win.
How you feel, buddy? You doing all right?
When was this? Oh,
Trio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when
Acuna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, Game 5, Big T.
Yeah, Big T, Game 5 himself.
That guy's money when it comes down to it, right?
Best looking player in the league.
Probably.
He's gotten a lot better. He's like an old James Durante.
That doesn't jump.
No, he does jump.
Terrence jumps all the time.
Yeah, Terrence jumps.
Jumps all the time.
That's the thing.
That's what I mean. Like they both are similar,
Yeah,
except although Durante will like contort his body in weird ways, but
it's like he hasn't played as long as VDL and whatnot, but he has the savviness, right? And he's just smart. And it's like he realizes his limitations in the game, right? And he uses his strengths to his advantage, and his smarts and his blocks and his throwing together and his clutch catching. I mean, that's you do what you can to help your team. You're not going to win the game by yourself. You just got to do what you got to do. Right?
You get a lot of credit as being a gunner, as I'm going to throw, I'm going to be the hero, I'm going to be. I think Terrence is the grinder that ends up putting it together.
Yeah.
Because like you said, he knows his strengths. He's not playing a gunner, but he's still getting a lot of hits every game. If you watch it, that was T's hit, that was T's catch. And another thing I notice is he doesn't run out of energy.
No.
I think he's older than I am, and he never slows down.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Did you guys see that one day where Terrence was dunking?
Yeah.
yeah, he's got Hoff, man.
Yeah, Terrence was dunking on a 10-foot basket, and by dunking, he was hitting the bottom of the net and celebrating.
Oh yeah, that one was funny.
And then he was also showing everybody how he could do jump sweeps with his leg.
Jump sweeps.
Did it once and stopped. He didn't need to do any more. Terrence,
funny guy, man.
Yeah, he really is the emotional grounding to Minit.
Yeah.
He just brings everything together. It's a privilege to play with him, and I'm excited to do so again.
Yeah.
You guys just need to keep the emotions in check. I think that's going to be it. It worked with you guys. When you guys are winning, you guys are. It's like you're like the Hulk. You're just powered up, full power. But if something goes wrong, then you need to make sure it doesn't end up becoming a deflating thing.
Yeah, it was something I was thinking about recently, and what we had done differently in the past versus the last few times out. And I think I identified it. So
Awesome.
I'm hoping it's going to be fixable. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a fun tournament. I think it's a different mentality just with different players this year.
Yeah, well, you got Bermundo too, so that should just be he's one of the happiest guys in all of Dodgeball.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun to go out there. It's gonna be fun to see how it all works out. I'm excited to see how it all comes together. So yeah, with that said, we'll move on to our next team, as I get more Facebook messages from people who didn't send me their rosters beforehand.
Bastards.
And this is, once again, Boss, and this is new boss on the block.
Nice.
That's good. I'll agree
That's
with
a
that
good one. I like that one.
And this might be one of the more entertaining teams to watch. Captained by Leon Lee. It includes Phil Leung, James Zhu, Jordan Ban, Phil Yu, Amy Chu, and Sharon Huang.
Nice.
None of them are ringing a bell.
Leon has improved, I think, the most in Boss over this past year, in my opinion.
Okay.
His catching is crazy now, and smart, and he's a middle player now.
Yeah.
Well, he always was, I guess, but his smarts up the middle is very good. I can see him making a difference on that team. The rest of the players, besides Amy, who I had the pleasure of playing with, and very good too, and clutch when she needs to be. Other than that, I'm not too familiar with the names.
I think I played with Philip on the first Unicorn Cup.
Phil Yu, yes.
Phil Yu? Yeah. Very unassuming. I think he had a lot of catches. That's the thing. I don't think he kind of has the body language of Ronald, where he's like a kind of skinny, lanky guy. His shirt was just draped on him. I could tell he's kind of a skinny guy, but he was making a lot of catches that I think people were caught off guard by.
Yeah, there's a lot of individual play amongst Phil and Jordan, if I'm remembering the right person. like I played with Phil last year at Unicorn, and Phil likes to throw. Phil loves to throw. He has
Phil you?
Phil Leung.
Oh, there's
There's two Phils on this team.
Two Phils.
Two Phils.
Alright.
Filling up. That's my one. That's my one.
So they're not fillers? That one's for you, Steph.
But yeah,
one. That's the only one.
Phil played one this year at Unicorn and did quite well over there. But he is prone to just picking up a ball and throwing. It'll really come down to James, Phil Yu, and Leon really balancing that team out.
Yeah.
Don't look at me!
And cut.
And just seeing what they can do to center it, I think Shayn is a very underrated player. I think she's quite good. She makes consistent catches. She's quite good at sweeping. Positionally, she's quite strong. She's also famous for her hashtag Faces of Shayn. Look it up on social media. She'll love you for it.
Okay.
Mention it to her. She loves all those photos. She doesn't. And she'll probably hate the fact that I'm mentioning it. Also, she has she has a lovely corgi named Turbo.
Turbo?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Turbo is awesome. I met Turbo, and he was quite pleasant to be around. But yeah, this team is one of those ones where if they get in the right rhythm, there could be a run.
Could be a run. Okay.
So it'll really come down to how hungover the team is on Sunday, with Leon being on the team. If Leon does not pass out at the bar, that is a good sign for this team. Because Leon did that at Unicorn last year and did not have a good Sunday. And he was apologizing to me at the bar on Sunday night last year.
I just don't remember him.
He's, in a lot of ways, we're comparing him to John Liu last year because they both like to drink.
See, I thought that was Dale.
Oh, Dale does too. But Dale's not coming this year.
Oh, I thought he was on one of the rosters.
No, Dale, along with a few of them, are attending a wedding on Saturday, so they're unable to attend.
Weddings. Who does that
I've been
instead
there.
of TLC?
Well, who gets married during TOC? That's what I want to know right now.
Yeah, who does that? Don't they know?
And in their defense, the wedding was on a non-TOC weekend before it got changed.
Oh, dear.
Indefensible.
Indefensible. Take that, Dale and company.
Yeah, Dale.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how that team does.
It's one of the boss people I know.
Dale? Dale's money.
Dale's a lot of fun.
Dale is fun.
So yeah, we're gonna move on to one of the big favorites from SDL, Old and Beautiful.
Hey!
It's more energy than I was expecting.
Hey.
And this one is captained by our very special guest, Ryan Demelo. The ladies are Tina and Brenna. And the players include Shayn, Matt Creamer, Brandon, and Cody Vinish.
Right, I forgot Brandon was on the team.
Matt, your group chat's just going to be, the fuck are you saying these things, Matt?
You know, to be honest, I'm actually pretty sure that Brandon has our group chat on silent or muted completely. Because, like, he'll show up, like 3 weeks later and be like, so, you know, I might be there. I might, you know.
To be fair, he said he had some family stuff.
No, I know. It's just,
right.
I'm pretty sure that, like, he gets back and it says, like, 600 missed messages, and he's like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm not gonna."
Yeah,
he's not as big of a Facebook guy as he is text. So.
No, and on that note, Brandon, we hope you're doing well with everything going on. I know it's been a hard time for you, and we'll see you this weekend, sir.
He actually might be there tomorrow.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Well,
so we might have our full team.
Well,
for
our
once.
viewers won't see him tomorrow.
That's true. That's a good point. This is not live.
Oh, we can do a Twitch next time.
Okay.
Twitch channel.
But that'll be good. If he's there tomorrow, the thing is, yeah, we haven't played with him on the team, I think, in like 2 months or 3 months, like since the tournament.
Playoffs.
Yeah, since the actual SDL playoffs.
Yeah.
But in saying that, he adds that little bit of element.
Yeah, he does. That's not, I'm not worried about it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh right, we got Brandon on the team. Like that's a huge player to have on the team.
So going back to something you said, like at the end of last TLC, myself, I was playing with Coquitlam last time, and every time playing with Coquitlam, it's been a team of players, and they're all really good players, but they all we were there the first time. But like they're all good players. It's just it's tough to create that chemistry against teams that already have that chemistry. Like you're starting, even with really good players, you're starting so far behind that it's a struggle to come back. And so I said right after, literally, I think it was like 5 minutes after TOC ended, I'm like, next year, I personally don't care who I'm playing with. I just want to play with the team that I know how to play with. Because, yeah, and that was why I ended up going.
Wish granted. Like, for those that don't know, like, this was a team that played in the Surrey Dodgeball League for the last, well, I guess 3 seasons.
3 or
4
4
seasons in a row.
4 seasons in a row, yeah.
Yeah. And
we won 3 of 4.
Yeah.
On Tuesday nights. We didn't go for the 4th this year.
We didn't win it.
We came against a very stacked VDL
very stacked.
team.
Did we go finals?
They had Trevor.
No,
They did have Trevor for 3 of the games.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We
I
didn't
was
go
saying,
finals.
I will give Trevor his due.
Yeah,
But the team's changed a little bit along the lines. Like, girls one here or there, right? Tina's been with us, or Jackie, but because Jackie plays with Minit. So Tina was with us for 2 seasons. Alyssa was actually with us for a season.
Valance was with us for
Valance
a season.
was with us for a season. The first
Elaine
one,
was
right?
with us.
Elaine.
Valance was our training wheels. We just needed to...
Yeah, we needed to get over that hump, and then we were like, hey, we got it from here,
And
man.
we replaced one CV with another CV, Cody V.
Yeah,
who's
the rookie.
Arguably top 3 player in Surrey now. Great arm. As long as you can hold him in check, we'll be good. And then Brenna, like,
She's
my
clutch.
goodness, man! Like, I don't know.
Late
girl lately is
late playoffs,
on fire,
late game. Oh man, she's
MVP.
super clutch. Yeah.
She's won more MVPs than
I think so.
I know of anyone.
Yeah, even in the one tournament that we played, the practice tournament.
Yes, yeah.
Like, we struggled, and she caught after catch. Just brought us, keep bringing us back.
Yeah.
She was our rock. That was for sure. So.
Absolutely. And Matt, on that note, what are your thoughts on Brenna?
She has a murderous face. The way Brenna plays is like she wants to take you out. Like, it's not like she's not playing passively. She's one of the few girls that will actually throw to hit you out. Like, she wants to throw and hit you out. And she's got a good throw with a curve to it, like a lot more curve than a lot of female throwers have. And she wants to do it.
Yes.
Straight slow ball.
Straight slow ball.
I don't need this.
Yeah.
No, but then, to add to that, like, the clutch catching, I've seen her do it so many times, like, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's come a long way in such a short amount of time. And I'm really excited to see how much further she goes, because I think there's still a lot more there with her. Looking at your guys' team from the outside, I'm excited to see how you guys do. I'm excited to see you guys get on a roll, because I think that when you guys have that momentum, you're one of the harder teams to derail, because there's just that quiet confidence about you guys on the court.
I like, for me, I don't think that we are the best on paper, but I like our chances.
Yeah.
Well, that was Minit last year, right?
like
No
our
one really picked us. Your
That's
heart
all
did.
I'll say.
Yeah, I had the predictions on point last year. I'm going 2 for 2 this year. I'm going to try, okay? But, I feel like our team, we've had our moments, right, in the past. And, we got to find the rhythm again, right? And once we find the rhythm, I think we'd be a hard team to play against. We are individualistic in a way, right? But I think together as a team, we're pretty good. And I think if we can just figure it out when the Sunday comes.
I think we're also one of those teams that the more we play, the better we get.
Yeah.
So you want to lose right away and go through the backside? Is that what you're saying?
Not on set or Sunday.
We're old and beautiful for a reason.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
There's
old.
a lot of old 30 pluses.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to go that early.
So yeah, we got more oldies. I think the average age on the team is like 30 years old, but there's a lot of us over 30.
Two early 20s in there.
Yeah.
So from dentures to diapers, that's
Who are the early 20s? I know Cody.
Cody and Tina's pretty.
Tina's
young.
almost 30.
Is she
Tina's
almost 30?
29.
Yeah.
And Brenda's 20.
I guess we had Jackie.
Yeah.
We had
was young.
Jackie. She was young. That's
27. Jacky's 27. No, she's 28 now.
Only
When
Cody's
we
not.
started, she was.
When she started, she was a little baby. Back in my day, get off my lawn.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how you guys do. I'm really, really, I really want you guys to do well. That's really quite it. I think that you guys will do well, and I'm happy to see that journey.
I just wanted to play with the team that I've played with.
Yeah, I think the thing I like is that it's the tournament of champions. Well, we've won championships with this team. It makes sense to try and bring that team into this tournament. Doesn't mean we're gonna win. Like, oh, of course they win, but it's like, go ahead. Like, put the target on our backs. We have been champions. We're going to play in the tournament of champions. Let's see what happens.
And we just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Whoever brings it on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And old wise men.
There's like 18 teams that could easily win it, no problem.
I think there's probably 10 or 12 that could win.
Oh, I think it goes a little further than 10. That's just my thoughts.
Let's see here. Here you go. Here you go, sir. All right, so now we're going to have 3 of the greasiest teams in a row. And we're starting off with the first one on the list from CDL, Pandas.
Oh man, that's Catch team.
Otherwise known as Catch City, captained by Nick Jensen. They have Nick Yu, Steph Jensen, Boyer, Taylor, Ryan Ridd, and Dolphy. This might be the only team I'm aware of that has 4 guys that I'm not worried about getting 2 strikes.
That's
I think Dolphy might be the only one that could.
Ridd throws a lot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ridd can get up there too.
Like Boyer and Taylor throw higher than
that's true.
Guys.
Taylor, Taylor and Boyer are more likely to get a strike than most of those guys.
The thing with that team, man, is you just have to attack players together. If you try and take people one-on-one, they're just going to annihilate you with their catching.
Oh, dude.
And it's every single
a long
one
court,
of them.
right?
It's a long court that's roughly 30 feet. And
it's next level. It's like if you were to look at like the EA ratings, like this is the catching team. Like you will really mess yourself up if you play.
Like none of them are really gunners. They're all smart throwers, but none of them are really gunners. Yeah. But they all can the whole lineup. They can all catch and they all throw,
and it's
really
not that,
well.
And it's not that they catch; they're probably in the top echelon of catchers.
Yeah. Like Taylor as well. It's like she's covered in glue. Some of the catches that she does.
I can safely say, from my own opinion, that I think she's the best female catcher.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you. I've warmed up with her enough times to be like, that was the best throw I had, and she caught it without
all
a flinch.
Leagues, I don't know.
It's
a different style of catching from most females, right? So
it's either her or Carolyn, one of the two.
It's crazy, man. So anywhere you throw on her.
She catches it off.
I don't know if I would go that far, but she's definitely one of 5 that I can think of that I don't want to throw at.
She's the only girl I've ever spiked my ball into the ground instead of throwing it at her with team throws. The only girl that I've ever done that. Yeah.
Oh, there's a few.
Shayn's like, nope. Here you go.
Boyer always known for her arm
and good cross courts too. She's always
and then her catching lately has been phenomenal.
Double catching,
she's got 2 or 3 double catches recently.
One in CDL playoffs and then one in playoffs at Unicorn.
Okay, one is a fluke, all right, but if you're gonna pull off 2 or 3,
you're just downplaying your own double catch.
Something funny is going on. That was my one fluke.
I think she credits that to wearing contacts now.
All of a sudden she's like, I can actually see the ball now. I'm like, so you were playing without being able to see.
Yeah.
So I should get contacts one day.
I guess their girls actually, as far as the tournament goes, probably have some of the hardest girl throws. I think if you
except for that one girl from Ontario.
Yeah, with her own highlight reel.
Whoever, what was her name again?
Tanya?
With the glasses?
No, the glasses.
Guy Lane.
Yeah, she's that's another.
She throws harder than Taylor?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All right.
By, I would say, at least 5 or 6 miles per hour.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's got a cannon.
Besides her. Yes, I would agree that those
But the 2 of them together, that is pretty good.
The only other one that I could think of that would be up there would be Monica.
Monica Lee, yeah.
Yeah, she's got a pretty hard throw too.
Yeah. We'll get to her in a little bit.
Sorry.
She's on here.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We're jumping all over with all the names anyway.
But that team is definitely, if you want to throw on your own, you're probably gonna lose.
That's the thing too.
You're gonna have a bad time.
You're gonna have a bad time. The thing about that is they want you to throw at them. All 3, like Dolphy, with the exception of maybe Ridd, who stays a little more, he does the same thing, but not as extremely. But Dolphy,
if he has a ball, he doesn't want to throw it at you. He just wants to catch the next 2.
Nick Jensen, they all do the exchange. Every person on that team, including Taylor, I'll be like, don't trade. They want you to throw at them. Don't do it.
So who do you throw at?
I don't know. Maybe just like I told you, I'm just gonna unload. All right. It's gonna work this time.
He can unload. I'll throw it really, really low.
What I would say, if if their catching is on, they're going to be deadly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like catching fire last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? If
Two
they
members
can-
are catching
Exactly.
fire.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So if they can catch like they, like catching fire did, they're going to be tough to play against.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this team easily, especially with the right draw, will make a run. And when I first back a few months ago when we first heard the roster, I was like, that's a team you don't want to play, and it's become that team that you don't want to see at any point during the tournament.
No, because they can.
That's the thing, though. We know them. With out-of-town teams, they might not be like, I don't give a shit what you do. I'll throw at you. And that might actually, if you start hitting, that could all cave in really quickly. They're hard for us to play because we know them. It's
Yeah.
And they know, but they've
know
also
us.
played us so much that they have a pretty good idea of where our throws are going.
So that
right?
could be something they got to be a little careful with. If Nicky wants to dance at the line, I don't know, with
Jeff
some of these
Snow's
guys.
Okay, left, right.
But then we'll see. We'll see if
They
Nicky's
play
actually.
opposite sides. Nick, you catch.
Oh man, that'd be sick.
That's what makes it exciting. I want to see, does it work against people that haven't seen it before?
All right, and our next really greasy team, Peaches and Cream. This is the Carson Wong joint.
Oh, that is a good team.
Yeah, captained by Carson with John Rick, Derek Hui, Gino, Witten, and their ladies are Akina and Monica Lee.
Nice.
Monica
Yeah.
Lee, ladies,
Yep.
but she throws hard.
She has a cannon.
Yeah, and she's gotten better at catching over the last year. And
I
a
think
half,
she
2 years.
she would
It's
probably
been more
call herself a
consistent,
catcher.
yeah.
She wants to catch, she wants to sweep, but when she gets to throw, it's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard and it's
Yeah.
got curve.
This is another catch city team, but these guys they catch low.
Yeah.
They get low.
This team is just would be a bitch to play against
They-
they block very well
Mhm.
and they catch very well. Not
And-
saying they have
and they
the
all have
hardest.
super dippy throws.
Yeah, they don't have the hardest of arms. I mean, John Rick and Carson and Gino, they can
Gino.
throw, right? But I don't know, man. It's just they're
Yeah.
a pretty good team.
It's hard enough to get the job done. I wouldn't worry about their heat. I think.
Yeah, they're good team players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
that's,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they're gonna knock somebody out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that I'm not sure if it wasn't that team that was at the TOC practice with Gino.
No,
No,
it was
it-
Nathan's team.
Yeah, Gino
Oh,
played
okay.
with the Weekenders.
Got it.
And the Weekenders and the Weaklings. I can't wait to see that match.
Yeah, oh,
But yeah, no, this is another team that just is gonna ruin someone's day.
yeah.
Derek is next level day ruiner. The catching that he can do. Because I was warming up, he was injured during the VDL playoffs, and so I was just throwing heat at him, and the way he was catching was that was my best shit. How did you?
The thing about Derek is that he's one of those guys that's you sit there and you watch him throughout the regular season. You're like, nah, he's okay, you
Mhm.
know. But for some reason, as soon as it gets into a playoff,
Yeah.
It's a different gear.
It's a different gear. He starts catching everything.
Mm-hmm.
He did that at the unicorn when
Yeah, he was on my team, and
did-
he
yeah.
was one of the main reasons we made it so far. He
Yeah.
made a lot of
He did it
game
again
winners.
this year. He was on that team that didn't win anything the first day,
Oh.
and then started catching.
Oh,
Actually,
that was him. Oh.
Yeah, I think his partner had a sign
Yes.
for him that lit up and said, "Go Derek, let's go Derek Hui."
He's a good catcher.
And his ankle was messed up. Or?
His ankle is his whole body's kind of broken.
Yeah, so
So he just stays in one place and catches in that spot.
he does. Yeah, he did as much as he could, considering. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, everyone can play on that team.
And they're
Everyone
all
can catch.
fucking hard outs.
Witten himself, man, he's scrappy, right?
Yeah.
Akina's a great sweeper too. She's active.
Mhm.
She's very good at sweeping.
Yeah, Akina's a very good sweeper. Her throw is
Who's the
very
other girl?
underrated,
Monica.
Oh, Monica, right.
Yeah, her throw's
Yeah.
lefty too, which I think throws a lot of people off.
and
Yeah.
because she's 4 foot nothing. I think she's maybe 4'10".
I think so. Yeah.
That
Uh,
actually sounds exactly right.
She can unleash.
Yeah,
she really can.
She has a pretty hard throw, and it stays high enough up that it's not the easiest, and because she's a lefty, it has a mild bit of movement to it.
Hmm.
Who's the captain again?
That
Carson.
captain's Carson.
Carson. Right. Oh man.
Big
And
C Wong.
That's
if he's
okay.
playing-
Yeah.
well,
SDL's Carson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder what position he's going to play because I'm assuming Derek's going to play 3.
I would assume he's playing.
They
one
might
on
play.
that team.
They might do
Might play
3-4.
Oh, Gino's a good one too, though.
Gino could
Oh,
play
you're
one.
right.
John could play
No,
play six.
John
I
Rick
think
too.
I think Gino would be 5,
You think?
and John Rick would be.
Where would you put Witten?
Oh, Witten on that
usually
team?
likes to play 6.
Witten's up the middle.
No, he usually likes to play 5-6 because he
Ah.
likes to do the off
I
the
forgot
throw.
Witten was
No,
on it.
The ladies are playing
you-
1-6.
Guarantee
That
if
is
you ask
greasy.
him,
This
he
whole
likes to
team
play
is greasy. I
5-6.
forgot
No,
Witten
I'm
was
not
on
saying I've played with it. I'm not saying he doesn't like to play 5-6,
Yeah.
but I say of those group of guys, I think he's up the middle.
All right.
Well, yeah,
I think he's the rover. He plays whoever's sitting.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. So now we're on to another greasy team, our final one of the 3, but they're greasy in an entirely different way. And this is Pinky and the Gaines.
Oh yeah.
Ivan's team.
Ivan is the captain. Raz, Vlad, Christine, Stu Kennis, Riley, and Mary Chris make up the lineup.
I like Stu being on there.
Mhm.
That's probably the tallest team in the tournament from our local leagues, anyways.
I've still got another one that I might give them a run for their money.
From our local leagues?
Spartans.
Yeah, the Spartans are pretty tall.
Yeah,
tall, I guess.
Mike Kennedy alone is
Yes.
got a good height to him. It's just deceptive because he's so skinny.
That's a big imposing team that they got.
Who's Riley?
Riley is
Is he the other white guy that played with them?
Yeah,
sometimes?
he was the guy that played with them this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I played Thursdays.
Yeah, I
out
only
there.
played against him a couple times.
Was he at the Wieners and Buns tournament with the
Yes.
team with them? Was he the sleeveless guy?
No, he
Is he
wasn't
the
at the
only guy I
Winter
didn't
and Buns
recognize?
tournament with them.
I thought I saw him in a photo.
No.
Anyways,
maybe.
I'm assuming that lineup would go Stu 1, Ivan 3, Vlad 5, Raz 6, or
Yes.
vice versa. There. And
That's
You
It's
could see
not
Raz
a-
at 1 too.
and that's
And
not
Stu over
an
at 6.
easy team to play against because they're all relatively good blockers. Stu is a good blocker, and Raz has that cannon, and Vlad, he's a good blocker too. But the thing is, I think Ivan playing 3 because he likes to play so high. He's the aggro guy, like you were talking about Keith, Matt.
Yeah.
Right? And if people are focusing on Ivan, that's not the right strategy.
Yeah,
right?
but then-
and that's what Ivan wants.
Yeah. Oh, and he's
Right.
survivable.
Oh yeah,
he's
yeah,
really
that's
good at
what he wants,
surviving
right?
that.
So, anyways, that's gonna be a very greasy team to play against.
hard and high.
Yeah.
You're
We'll
gonna
see if the headshot rules come in
Yeah,
on that one.
that'll be the team
Yeah.
where you'll find out what's being called and what's not.
Yeah, and the ladies on the team, Mary Chris
She's
and
great.
Christine,
Yeah, Mary Chris is
I-
super.
two of the most underrated throwers of the
she's-
female
Yeah,
race.
Christine's
throw.
got a hard throw.
Yeah.
Very hard throw.
And Christine has her clutch close quarters catching has really improved.
Yeah.
She's made a lot of those point blank catches in the last little bit.
And Mary Chris blocking is unreal.
Maybe the most survivable female
I
player.
think so.
Her blocking is
She is
crazy.
a
With a ball.
very, very difficult out.
Yeah.
Especially when alone.
And
I
smart.
love Mary Chris. She's a great player
Yeah.
and great teammate.
Yes, yeah.
super smart.
Yeah.
Doesn't like to throw alone, right? She's always looking for the team throw and survival mode, and that team has just got Block City.
And
Yeah.
you don't expect her to make that many catches, but she makes a lot of catches. And they're just catch. Okay, I got it. Now I'm
Yeah.
on to the next one. And
Yeah. She's a very casual player in that
Yeah.
sense. It's the opposite of a few people who make the catch. Here it is. Here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here you go. Now you throw it.
Yeah. Very good style points. Just like
Yeah.
a big deal. Whatever.
Yeah.
I definitely like the here it is, here it is, here it is.
I wasn't doing that to you specifically.
No, I was just saying that. I was about to say that's the Trong way of doing things, right?
That's the thing. Mary Chris too has been playing for as long as I've been playing dodgeball, and she's been this good since I started playing. When I was way worse, I couldn't hit her out. There was nothing I could do to stop what she was doing. She's
Yeah.
always been like this.
yeah.
Yeah, and as the game has changed and evolved and players have gotten better, she has stayed with that level the entire way.
Yeah.
So this is going to be this is a team that could really go quite a long ways.
Well, they were one of the toughest teams during the regular season Thursday VDL,
The night of nights.
the night of nights. So
I think they're due. I mean, if they keep playing the way they're playing, I think they're gonna get a VDL championship with this team.
There's a quiet confidence about this group that is going to be really interesting to see.
If there was one downfall of that team, and I would say, is that they try all the time.
Yes, they have nothing other than their top gear.
Yes. So what I mean by that, is like,
Will's
people know
red.
what to expect because they've seen it in the regular season, whereas other players view regular season as kind of like fun, happy-go-lucky, not going 100% until it's time to GOG mode
And it's a
playoffs.
complete, yeah.
Turn it on. Turn
That's
up a notch,
definitely
right?
that's definitely something that happens in VDL. You're playing a team, and then all of a sudden you get to the playoffs, and it's like, whoa, that's not at all the same way they played all year.
Yeah,
That's right.
this team has that similar take on the sport that Spartans does. Or we have one
Yeah.
speed, and it's
Yeah.
this way.
Yep.
And we'll talk about Spartans in a little bit. But before then, we're going to talk about quite possibly the hottest team in the Lower Mainland right now. And that's Project 6.
Ooh.
And they've been playing incredibly well. Individually, all their playoffs this past season all played really strong. All played really well. Collectively, when they've played together in different combinations, they've all played really well. We'll put the asterisk beside Mario because he injured himself during a fun game.
Is he
What?
out?
Just yesterday?
No, he's playing. No, this is before.
This was before.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where he fell or he was going for Adas and dislocated his
Oh,
shoulder.
right.
Yeah,
That's
right,
how
that was like a
he ended
season
up
ago.
on the team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one's captained by Peter Fenwick. Teammates are Cody Burke, Shar, Donna Fenwick, as far as I know, Joey Fenwick, Mario, Alyssa Jorger?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jorger? Okay. I'm
Not
never
a
too
soft
sure
J.
with that one.
Not a soft J. It's a hard J.
Gotcha. And this is the team that has 7. I think Donna, last I heard, Donna's on the team.
Is Shar on that team?
Did I say
Shar's on
Shar?
the team.
I think Donna will
Yeah,
probably
Char's
be
there.
there
I
for the
skipped over
first
Shar.
half, right?
Yeah,
Or-
so I think that it's mainly Shar and Alyssa, right? And then Donna's going to be there.
to save arms. Along
Yeah,
the way.
and then maybe be that 7th player if someone gets a headshot.
That's something I'm really worried about with this team because
Yeah.
they, outside of maybe Mario, they do have a higher throw.
I was surprised to see
actually
Peter
gonna say
the one.
Mario
Yeah.
throws pretty high.
Oh, I've been hit in the head so many times by Peter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This team is
They're good.
scary. I would say, in my opinion, right now they're the best Surrey team. I would
Yeah.
say Cody B has come so far in a year that I could say he would be the best Surrey player right now
I'd actually agree with you on that.
if he can stay out of the jibber jabber.
I don't know if I would go so far as
Jibba
to say
jabba.
he's the best, but he's definitely in the top 3.
Okay,
I would
so you each their own. I just think that his
He's
element.
grown a lot.
Yeah, and I think that his ability to play both games, the catching and the throwing game,
He's learned that distance.
Yeah.
He's figured out that distance. and
his throw is, you got to know it, but I'm not going to tell people what it does because you'll find out, right?
It hits you. That's what it
hits
does.
you, right? It hits you. It's nothing special,
And it's
but
not-
it hits you.
But it's not soft.
It's not
it's
soft.
hard.
It comes at you fast, and he's learned to throw both with the crow hop and flat-footed. And he's told me that he finds that when he's flat-footed, he keeps it down a little bit more, right? And his catching, like he's seeing the ball really well, man. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and now you throw the Fenwicks in there, right? And
Yeah.
over the last year, they're maybe the hottest couple players in Surrey, right? They've done a lot of damage. Joey's won a lot. Peter's won a lot over the years. I played with Peter. I played with both of them. I won with Joey on Thursdays and Cody on Thursdays. Peter, we've won together many times. It's a great team, right?
Yeah. And going back to Cody for a second, maybe to blend your two positions on him, I would argue that Cody, of the Surrey male players, had the best round of playoffs this past season in terms of
For both
performance.
days.
For both days and also in the other leagues. He played very well at LDL
Yes.
and very well at VDL Wednesdays.
This team was almost like between two Codys for Wednesday VDL that went to the finals and lost to arguably super stacked VDL team.
Possibly
with-
the best VDL team that's not playing in this tournament as a team.
Who was on that team?
That's Seabell, Justin Tu, Rob Shee, Trong, Sam Ko, Zim, Seabell, and Tiana.
That's
But
good.
Tiana didn't play because she
Yeah,
had broke her
that's-
thumb or
that's
something.
good.
That's a strong group of guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They won one of the TOC practices out in Richmond.
They didn't just win it. They
Dominated.
obliterated. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were winning those games.
And
They
they
weren't.
won a Surrey practice. They won
Yeah.
a Surrey one, so they've been winning quite a bit.
And it's notable for the Richmond one, which teams were there. Old and Beautiful,
Yep.
Recess,
Yep.
To Chris,
To Chris.
and was there someone else?
Mm,
Did I hear Bananas were there in some
no,
form?
they,
No, it was one
of
they
the
came
RDL
another
teams.
one,
Okay.
yeah. But in the second practice, they did beat Bananas as well without
then-
Victor. Without Victor.
Yeah, without Victor. And then they lost in the semis to the the
They
weekend whatever.
Yes.
Weekenders.
They didn't have Mario that day.
Right.
They had Jensen instead.
Oh, okay.
A little bit different.
Different style, yeah.
Different
Completely
style. Different. Yeah. So Mario lately, man, he's he's a young kid and he's got a lot of fire, right?
Mhm.
And he wants to just be great,
Yeah.
right? And he's going to be.
He's getting there, yeah.
He's almost great now. He just he needs to keep playing what he's doing because everything he's doing, he's got that weird looping throw.
Yeah, some of his curves are best in the biz.
His catching
Yeah.
is there, right? So
He made this absolutely disgusting catch at Flash yesterday. I think it was
On
like
Derek.
On Derek,
On
yeah,
Derek,
yeah.
yeah.
You saw
He's
that
had
one.
Derek's number.
Oh,
He
God,
really
yeah.
has.
It was
–
ridiculous.
And then the girls. Alyssa.
Yeah, I was about to say, we're missing a big part of this.
Alyssa is catching machine, and the one thing she has to her favor is she plays better hungover.
yeah,
Yeah, when
But
she
she
loses,
doesn't get
Now that
hungover.
can't keep up.
when
That
she
Uh,
loses the ability to speak at night, and
Yes.
then comes into the next
Yeah.
show.
No,
She's
just-
drunk as crazy on Saturday, and
she doesn't get a hangover.
She doesn't get a hangover.
That, do you know, I didn't know this last year, but
Yes.
Ada went to the pub night as well and was also incredibly hammered.
Yes.
And then felt fine the next morning.
Yes, so that's I don't know how
Yeah,
these
I don't know
ladies
how they do it.
right?
None of us can do that.
Ada's
and you
still
don't do it
pretty-
at all.
Yeah, I don't. Ada's still young though, right?
Ada is 26 now.
Yeah, and then Shaw.
28's the
would-
cutoff.
I wish I was still 26.
But
And then-
Shar actually, I've been playing with Shar for like 2 years. I think I probably played on 10 teams of hers. I think she's actually like my favorite SDL girl to play. Like I think she was actually the court general for our teams just on Tuesday, and like I didn't even expect that going in, but like she actually really does know the game, and she knows how to like convey it to the teammates. Like I hands off, like let her do the.
She
court
does
general
everything well,
Yeah.
and not just well, but good.
Yeah, but she's so many times I've seen her bring back a like 1v4, 1v anything. Like she's actually got a really hard throw. I think
Yes.
it's improved a lot over the years.
Yes, I agree.
And then a lot of clutch catching, like that catch
Sweeping,
from the
movement,
yeah.
shielding, blocking, like everything.
Yeah.
Right? So
This past season has been the best I've seen from Shar.
yeah, I agree.
And also the most centered. She hasn't gone off on anybody
Just
in
Cody.
a really long time.
Just Cody Burke.
That's understandable.
person I've seen go off.
It's the Gia Bader dynamic
Yeah.
there. So she's been really centered. It's been really nice to see because I know she was so desperate to win a Tier 1 title, to win a top title. She finally did with you guys on Thursdays in SDL.
Yeah.
And I think that her confidence and her centeredness has only just become more relaxed and just easier for her than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a team that will do well, is expected to do well, and just believes that they will do well.
That's the Fenwicks
they're-
too. They really have a belief in themselves. Like they're really hard to deal with.
They're great friends of mine, and they're great players. And the thing is, they're not scared of anyone, man. They'll just go, and they're athletes. They played sports growing up. They're just gonna mow you over, and people may view them as like unexpected, but I don't, man.
I don't know.
I
got
don't
them
like
pretty-
playing against them because they know how to play against me. So I try and be on as many teams with them as I can.
Yeah,
So,
they're
so
a
the
good
Tron and
team.
CVAL relationship.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I like that.
I would put them up as one of the favorites myself.
Yep.
Yeah, so would I.
Yep.
That
And
that
then
RDL
the Donna
tournament was
thing
it
would
for
kind
me.
of
Wow.
threw me off. I didn't even know that.
I had heard for a while that was the plan,
Okay.
so I don't know if it's 100%.
Yeah.
But if she were to play, it would be with this group.
That makes sense. And they kind of need they don't have that fifth guy,
Mhm.
so she was there just in case that happened, right?
Mhm.
I mean, she just did have baby Jude, right?
Mm.
She's got mom strength, and he's got
she's
dad
mom
strength.
strength.
So
Yeah, dad
They'd be
strength, mom
lifting and
strength.
tossing cars like nothing.
before they play,
So they're
parking
working
lot.
out the parking lot.
Jude's good.
I
Jude
just like
may
the
be on the
slices like
sideline cheering them on. Who knows?
hopefully not too close.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, like one of the favorites, one of the ones coming in that we're all expecting to do quite well. I don't think we'll be surprised if they take it in any sense, and it's good to see the progress individually and collectively for that group over the last year. So now we're moving on to RDL, and possibly the shortest team in the entire tournament. And it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing, but
Slight targets.
They are petite.
I don't know, that John Liu team's pretty short.
Do you know what? Just wait. Have you seen this lineup?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
That is short team.
Captained by Kevin Wu, with Jared, Lily Lau, Matt Ing, Val, Dan Salas, and Jasper. Jasper's probably their tallest player.
Jasper
and Dan Salas are huge, just monsters on that team.
Jasper's definitely their tallest player. Not probably.
At average man's height.
Yeah.
Just a giant.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what this team does, because there's a lot of deceptively clutch play.
Yeah.
I've never really.
Matt Ing is what a pain in the butt to play.
I hadn't really played K-Woo that much up until I played him a few times in VDL this year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's sneaky.
He's slippery.
He's a good catcher. He's a good
been
player.
playing for a really long time too. When I came into the league, he was already top level.
He looks like he's about 4 years old.
Especially with glasses on.
Yeah, but he's got to be in his 30s now, right?
He's
close playing for 10 years.
Yeah, because he won the very first TOC back in the day with Dodgeball. I Choose You. That was a while ago.
Those don't count.
There's no footage of that.
I don't know. Check with Debs. She might have recorded it.
If it's not on YouTube, it didn't count. Okay.
Debs may have the record. So yeah, Jared, ridiculously good bait catcher. Plays really well.
And getting better too. Seems like he's playing his best dodgeball ever these days.
Yeah, and probably I would say one of the most improved players over the last little bit, but also someone that's always been really good, but people hadn't taken notice, in Lily Lau.
Yeah.
Lily's made some great plays over the last little bit. I remember we were in the gym. It was the last week of VDL Thursdays.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana had just made a double catch and wrecked her thumb.
Oh, yeah, right. Yep.
And Chris Valance came in. I don't know if it was immediately after, but it was really shortly after. Has a ball. Lily's caught right near the line, and he's about 10 feet away from her and just unleashes fire, and she catches it falling down. And I think she had just made another catch before then, or right after she made another one.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're sitting there going like, that was a great play, but it wasn't that was an unexpected thing from her, which it may have been a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's played really well, and she has won the last 2 unicorns as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's not nothing. She's definitely a factor there.
I like Jasper's game though.
Jasper has a nice game.
I like his game. That underhand that I know he doesn't unleash it that much anymore, but it is hard and it is at your toes. And
if he has the chance to use it,
man,
he should use it.
Yes, he's a really athletic guy.
I think he doesn't use it as much because he got injured doing it one time, and something about falling.
He's moved away from it a little bit. Yeah. He's gonna be a good player. He's played a lot with Matt Ing in RDL, so there's a chemistry there.
I don't know who Matt Ing is.
Matt Ing, you know if you saw him.
Super small guy. Yeah.
I think he was on Enzo's maroon color team.
He was on Slay. If you remember Slay.
Yeah, Slay. That's right.
I'm trying to remember.
Did he play on your Surrey team?
No, he's never played with me on.
He wasn't the short guy that was on.
That's Eric.
Oh,
that's Eric. Yeah, I was rolling through. I'm like, who have I played with that's short? Yeah, that was Eric on the team that I played with Bermundo, right?
Yeah.
That was Eric.
Okay.
Matt is none of those guys that is really unassuming, but comes up with plays. It'll be really exciting to see what Matt does.
He's kind of like similar to Joel.
Maybe if you were describing him, I think he plays a little more like Nathan from Recess, but like a quicker, faster version, like a smaller version.
Yeah, he plays a little bit like both of them, like a combination of the two. I think Nathan has a different throw than Matt does. I think his throw is closer to Joel's in that sense, but I think his movement on the court is kind of similar to Nathan, but Matt will also plant himself in the corner as well.
Yeah, he definitely plays corners.
Val, their second lady, will probably be playing a shield too. That would be my guess.
Don't know who Val is.
She is one of the co-executive directors in RDL. She's played a bunch in VDL. Once again, probably someone that when you saw her, you know she is.
Actually, now that you say that, it kind of reminds me. Okay.
But yeah, she can play that cover shield too. I think with that team, Dan Salas, Dan catches.
Best mustache in the game. Bring it back, Dan.
Oh, do you think? Do you know what? That's true. He shaved it off.
He shaved it off. It's not active.
His partner does not
active.
like it. Does not. But he was the inspiration for Mustachios. on Mondays back in the day.
Nice.
Because every Movember he had the best mustache.
Mustachio.
Yeah, and it could grow. It was.
He's the only one that looked like, man, should I grow a mustache?
Yeah,
That guy was
that
that
Can I look
was a
that
good
good?
team. By the way.
Mustachios, yeah.
Mustachios was a good team.
But yeah, he's a hard guy to hit out, and he's got a really good like outside curve that gets me every time.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this team does. I think this will be another team that's really, really going to go as far as their draw lines up for them.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of positive elements there. It'll also be a matter of can they contain their emotions. Because this is
and are they catching? I think
Yes.
I think that's one of the things they got to be catching to be able to. There's too many big arms on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I didn't even say their team name. They are known as RDL Aberdeen.
Don't get it.
It's one of the roads out there. Oh no, so it's a mall. It's a mall. Because their second team, which we'll get to now,
Clever.
is RDL Yaohan.
Is that another mall?
The other
That
mall.
is another mall out there.
Oh, okay.
And I know that from when I worked at M Park. It was the worst fucking lot. Just ugh. Anyway.
So many jokes. Just gonna leave all of them.
Good decision. So this team is captained by JCC, and it includes Michael Harrison, Clarence Kai, Brady, Jeff Tan, Fina, Priscilla, and Maggie Hu.
Is that the Jeff Tan? Old school Jeff Tan?
The old school Jeff Tan.
He's been around for a long time too. That's an old school.
Old J Tan.
Yeah, the old school guy.
Yeah, this team is going to be.
Priscilla has gotten a lot better over the last 3 years. She's her catching is really good, and when she gets on fire, she's super streaky too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One catch leads to 10 for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she works with the team because she has won in RDL with Michael,
Yeah.
who's also on this team.
Michael also very good.
At catching, you can't.
He's got a good throw too.
Yeah, you can't really keep him. You can't underestimate his catching though, and I do sometimes, and then he catches me.
Yeah.
Just
I'm being honest.
night
here.
terrors.
Sometimes it's just you think he's tall and he doesn't get low, but he does.
JCC's catching also.
Yeah, another one of the players
Ridiculous.
that's quietly gotten really good.
His arms got really good. I haven't seen
Yeah.
him throw in a year and a half. And at the RDL tournament, I was like, is he throwing heat now? What is it?
Which one was he?
Probably
he was the
one of
one.
the
He
biggest
was
He was
smilers.
lane one.
Yeah, the one.
Okay.
And similar to Brady, who's also on this team. You guys know Brady?
Not by name.
All right, Brady. I've played with JCC and Brady in RDL, and Brady was always one of those guys that all the skills were there and it wasn't coming together, and now it is.
Nice.
And he's starting to build it. He's gonna be one of those late bloomers, I think. Really good throw, really decent catcher. His blocking is improved. His survivability has really increased and really improved over the last little bit. So I'm excited to see him on this stage and see what he does. Jeff Tan, do you guys know Jeff Tan?
No.
Most of he might
no.
predate both of you guys. But Jeff used to be
Maybe.
a director in VDL. And then kind of took a break from Dodgeball, and then was just kind of casually playing in RDL. Last split, I didn't realize that he was going to be playing in the competitive side of things.
Nice.
But Jeff is one of those guys that just kind of pulls plays out of nowhere. He'll be smiling and laughing, and then catch. And he's just having a good time out there.
He's a 3.
He plays all over the place. He's adaptable, whatever the team needs. He probably has a spot that he prefers.
Yeah.
But I've never asked him. Let's see, Fina. Fina haven't seen in a while, but decent catcher, good court presence, decent thrower, very smart on the court. Oh yeah, I fucking forgot about the Timbits. My
Look at
apologies.
these rascals. They're not even eating them.
I
What the
know.
hell's going on?
I buy dude, the price of Timbits now. Fuck that. It's ridiculous. No, it's a rant. I'm not going down that path.
It's for another podcast.
Yeah. There's another Dodgeball podcast. 30 minutes of Kyle hating on the price of Timbits. Fuck you, Burger King. Sponsor us. Anyway, Fina is I liked her style. She can be a court general. She understands the basics of the game, and she could be someone that is the vocal component of this team. The remaining two people, Clarence and Maggie. Whoops. Whoa. I do not know. So we're going to turn over to our name correspondence. First name for you is, where'd it go? There it is. Clarence Kai.
He died. So
Shit.
he's now an angel, and we're just waiting to hear a bell ring so that he can get his wings.
Hell of a backstory, this guy.
I was about to say, how's her kind of agreed with that? With that meow?
Like, that might be. I'll count that as the bell ring.
Is that Clarence?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
I'm
it's
worried.
a Wonderful Life reference, by the way.
I'm really worried for Maggie Who. What do you think?
She, her name is not actually Maggie Who. She had another name.
Okay.
She changed her last name because she was a roadie with the Who, and she was such a big fan that she was like, "It's my new last name."
Nice. I like it.
That is a hell of a fan.
Oh my god.
That's a hell of a fan.
All right.
You know, some people like tattoos, but it takes a real fan to change your name to it. The band
Legally,
name.
yeah.
because that's not permanent. You can change it back.
Yeah, but it's a
I guess it's not nearly as big of a fan, but you know, whatever.
All right, and on to one of the quiet perennial favorites. Someone that maybe our team, that maybe is not on a lot of radars because of recent performances, but is always a threat in recess.
Yeah. You can never count them out.
I think it just depends on how hungover Rob Shee is, because when he's hungover, he catches everything.
Oh,
But there's a point for him. If he goes beyond that hungover point,
Well, no, that means he's still drunk. He's not. He was not good when he's still drunk, but when he's hungover, and I can attest that he just will catch everything.
he was telling the Seattle team at last year's TOC pub night that he's the hangover king of dodgeball.
It's
and
true.
then it was that team that knocked recess out last year.
Oh, that was a rough game.
And this team, as always, is captained by Matt Hung. Roster, as always, is Yam, Stella, Rob Shee, Justin Tu, Travis Feldman, and Nathan Ing.
I mean, what more can you say? Something that you haven't already said. I mean, Stella, Yam, like two of the best females.
Could
period.
be the best.
been playing
duo.
together.
Yeah.
The duo has been playing together for a really long time.
Yeah, they have been together for as long as I've played in VDL.
Yeah.
When they're like, most of the time they're on.
Mhm.
But when they're on,
Yeah.
like, holy, no matter where you throw on them.
Yeah,
it's
Stella
gone.
especially, like, recently, like, what was it, the SDL playoffs?
The Tuesday one.
Yeah, she
Oh,
caught
yeah.
every gunner in the league
Yeah,
in spectacular fashion at least once.
I had her at the center line.
Yeah, that's right.
I love her. I'm not going to throw at her face. So I threw it as low as physically possible to the ground. It was literally 2 inches off the ground, and it stuck to her knee, and she caught me. And
Maybe
I'm like,
that works to
well,
her favor because she's
well,
so nice and so well
yeah.
liked that, like, I can't.
No.
Like, it hurts. It sucks more than ever if you hit Stella in the face. Like, damn it.
Yeah,
but
it
she's
really
so
does.
nice.
Sorry, Stella.
So
Is
we're
that
just
preemptive?
I don't know why, but like honestly, I've hit Stella in the face more than probably any other person
really.
in all of dodgeball, and every time I do, I feel so bad because she's so nice, and I don't want to throw it at her face, but it just always ends up happening that my throw slips.
Oh, slips.
Slip.
Demelo here has all the control in the world to throw
Yeah,
one.
slips.
I'm not
If
lying.
she's
Sunlight reflected off
If
of
she's
something.
gonna catch my ball off the ground, fine. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's I'm
can't
as
go any
competitive
lower,
as
yeah.
the rest, and I'll do what I need to do to win. But if she's gonna make that play, then that's just a fantastic play.
I'm just saying. My point is, like, I'm not lying. I was on her team one season, and I was warming up.
Did she
like,
turn around and
No,
then again?
hold on. I was warming up 7 feet to the left of her, and my ball slipped out of my hand, and it hit her in the face.
Yep, I was there. That was at CDL.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but when I miss and she's nearby, that's just where it goes. I'm sorry, Stella.
Matt, you buying this?
Sorry.
We'll give him 50-50 on that.
50-50, okay.
He
All
was
right.
there. He saw it.
I
He saw it.
Yeah.
Man,
Ryan's biased. He's a teammate.
Yeah.
Matt, you should have seen how mad.
What's
she
Brenda's
was.
opinion?
Oh.
Yeah.
What's Brenda's opinion? But anyway,
Yeah.
when it doesn't hit her in the face, she catches it.
Yeah, I remember playing with Stella back on Fat Cat Pussy Balls back in the old CDL days, and it was the joke that every time Stella got hit in the face, she caught it, but she couldn't catch off her shoulders. And now people don't even throw it in her face; they're throwing it into the the middle part of her, and she's still like that's just where she catches all the time.
She's so good. She's so good.
So the rest of Recess, Matt Hung. Let's go just generally with the guys. Fucking good, and they work so well as a unit, and they really kind of section the court off really nicely between everybody. Like the Rob Shee Justin 2 combination at 1 and 2, one of the rare 1-2 male combinations in Dodgeball, and it just works so well. And up until recently, it only ever worked just on Recess. It took them a while to figure out where to do it elsewhere.
I've started to see it more and more, and I've played with Rob a couple times this past season, and he likes it a lot, so he tried there, and
I think
he did it on what was that CDL team that won? Matt, you were playing with Kevin. Holy She.
Oh yeah, Holy She.
He was playing 1-2 there as well, so it's a different look, and it's just like, well, if you're gonna stack 5 and 6 against R1, then we'll go mano a mano, head to head.
They're good. And, like, you can't take for granted Matt or Nathan, because they catch really well.
I had the pleasure of playing with Nathan this past season in CDL. I loved it. Great guy.
Yeah, I played with him in Surrey.
Yeah.
Very unassuming guy,
Fantastic.
super intelligent.
Yeah, smart player on the court.
If you need a chiropractor, I strongly say go to Nathan. The guy's great.
I was about to make the same point I did last year. I watched the TOC videos from last year, and I was like, called him super smart, talked about him being a doctor.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah, and Travis, the lone white person on the team, tall, throws hard, smiles a lot, great dancer.
Good blocker.
And it blocks the same way.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been doing that one.
It works.
Are they the most experienced team in the sense of being
Spartans,
together
maybe.
for the longest?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would disqualify Spartans from that because they're the longest team in terms of name. But Spartans, from what it was to what it is now, is not the same.
Okay.
Whereas Recess, the only change that they've had to their lineup from their very first season is a lady named Ashley is no longer on the team. She was the initial third female on that team.
Okay.
And Helene has come in and out sometimes.
Yeah.
I think once. Maybe
So,
twice.
I mean,
she's played a season with them.
a team that's played together that long, no matter their, if you want to say recent struggles or whatever, right? I mean, you can't discount them.
Absolutely.
Any given day, if things are clicking and they know how each other's working and they're catching, like they are a catch heavy team.
They're a pressure counter catch team for sure. Yeah. And the one thing that is in their favor, based on history, is that the only 2 times that they've won a title have been seasons when someone's been leaving. And Rob Shee is leaving after this TOC.
That'd be a nice send-off.
They have something to play for.
They have something to play for.
And I think they're going to come out with a bit of fire in their belly because they had a bit of a rough showing in the Thursday playoffs this year.
It was very uncharacteristic.
They were double out, right?
I think so, yeah.
It was either double out or they had one series win. I can't remember, but it was a quick. I think there's something that they're going to come out to prove that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, their first 4 seasons, it was their first season they finished 4th, then they finished like 8th, and the next season they're I think 5th or 3rd, and then they're back to 7th. And since that, and then they played. Wait a minute! Oh, I'm missing a season. No, their 3rd season they finished 2nd, and then they dropped off again. And then since then they've been consistently 4 or 5 or higher, up until this season. So yeah, there's motivation for them.
Yeah.
There's history. There's camaraderie, and there's wanting to send off Rob the right way. Right. I turned into
Send off Rob the right way.
Scooby-Doo all of a sudden.
That's the thing. All of us here have seen it from them
Yeah.
for like half a decade or more at least.
7 years, yeah.
And we've seen it happen from every one of these players, and they can all pull it out.
Yeah. Can you call them a dark horse?
No, they're definitely not a dark horse. They're a team that doesn't have the same level of momentum that, say, Project 6 has coming into it.
Yeah.
But there's still a whole lot to draw upon for this group.
Any given Sunday.
Yeah,
It will be Sunday too.
They're going to be tough to play against, man.
That's 2.
And moving on to our next team, their perennial rivals, who we've mentioned a couple times, Spartans.
They're the closest to Surrey style. Like they're Fuck you. That's it.
They were the team that gave us the hardest matchup in playoffs last year.
Game 5, Big T.
Big T came through.
That is
Came down to one catch.
That is a team that live and die by the gun.
You know, and
There's no sword. It's guns only.
And the difference with this
Zap.
team that I find with the other teams is guys like us play 4 nights a week. And those guys don't play 4 nights a week anymore. Those guys play one, maybe 2, and that's Spartans. They play Spartans. So their level of play, amount of play has dropped off, but their level of play skill-wise is still there. And they just don't care. They just come at you and hit.
Yeah, I mean, you got Rogan with the, got the guns showing every time. You got Malika, who will probably throw his first throw 75 feet in the air, and then the next one will be right at your chest.
And he has double dad strength now. Oh, yeah, Nick, congratulations on the new kid.
Double dad?
Double dad.
All right.
Second kid recently, yeah. And he has 3 lives with 2 girls standing in front of him. So
Deb will make sure to knock down anything along the way. And then the Kennedy brothers, they just got their throws are just so weird.
2 very different players, but 2 incredibly effective players.
Oh, yeah.
I've played against Matt several times. I don't think I've ever played against Mike.
Mike, yes.
His throw's so weird.
He's lefty too, right?
He's a lefty.
Yeah.
Well, they're both.
No, Matt is righty.
Matt's a righty.
Yeah.
But dude, it's all over the place.
There's a lot of movement to it.
Yeah, no, see you later, ball. It's
Can't
like
do with that one.
It is a weird throw.
I
only played him like 3 times, twice, two, I can't remember.
I can translate this into soccer. It's one of those PKs where they just kind of knuckle it at you and it does this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Bramundo.
Yes.
But it's like
From a
Bramundo
lefty.
And more movement.
It's like Bramundo, but with an added 12-6 vibe.
Yeah, it has a spiral quality to
Yeah,
it. Matt's has a weird spiral to it, but it's not. He doesn't
weird.
always throw it.
No, he doesn't.
So you don't know what you're getting.
And it's not like they don't catch a lot. Well,
No.
Matt's okay.
Well, Debs
catcher.
does.
Debs does, yeah. Debs and
Cooper
at the line is a pretty good bait catcher.
Oh right, I always forget about Coop.
Yeah, but that guy is just like straight up at the line. I'm gonna hit you, and then I'm gonna die, and then someone's gonna.
I'm telling you, man, that team. The only way to describe that team is simply, "Fuck you, no, fuck you." Where's the Aussie commentator when you need him, right?
But not in terms of like attitude on the court.
No.
To clarify for everyone that doesn't know.
Sorry, they're great guys. They're all the gals are nice too.
When their cheer is murder, don't take it literally.
No, they're super nice. It's just their style of play is just fucking hard. There's
no 10-second count.
Yeah, especially in VDL. Like that's the exception in VDL. With the exception of maybe Ivan's team now in the VDL, there hasn't been a lot of teams that are like they come out and they play to kill every night.
The difference between them and Ivan's team is I mean, other than maybe Malika, like most of their throws are pretty low. Malika, I never know where that throw's going. I don't even think he knows where that throw's going.
And the one thing that in recent times that has moved them from either out right away or there at the end to being consistently there at the end is Zim. And Zim's ability to get balls for that team. Her sweep, like she's perspective,
all over the court.
Her sweeping is better than everyone else's. She earns possession.
She's all over the court.
She really pushes the line.
She is and her throw is weird.
Yes.
Like I don't know, like
she's pretty aggressive.
Yeah, when I played against her the first couple of times, like I haven't really had much conversation with her, so I didn't know who she was. And she threw at me. I'm like, holy shit, man! Like this thing moves like Brenna's, except with more speed.
Yeah.
Right, much more speed. Right, the thing's dipping and moving, and she's not afraid to throw at your face.
Yeah, she's got that Vietnamese fire to her.
Yeah, she'll throw it at your face too. So.
Zim she does stuff on the court and draws attention away, which is a hard thing to do with the group of guys that are on this team.
Yeah.
But she will pull your eyes away from them based on what she's doing.
And they're another team. They didn't go out as early as recess, but they didn't go as far as they did the season before. So I think that even them, they could be coming back with a little bit of fire.
In reference to Thursday playoffs.
Yeah.
They're third or fourth.
I think they were.
They were still in that top half.
But let's be clear here. Have they been playing any of the summer dodgeball?
No.
But they don't.
That's not who they are,
Coop,
man.
Yeah.
Coop went and played Boss.
Yeah, he played Unicorn.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's big. Brandon's been on and off, I guess.
Brandon?
Wrong team.
You mean the Brandon that's on our team?
Right, yeah, I guess because I was thinking last year.
Yeah, he was on their team.
That's
You
right.
really did forget that he's on your team.
Brandon, come back to us.
Yeah, you're really struggling with those B names on your team.
Yeah.
Man, you're really making that group chat later just super awkward.
Well,
Matt will now be muting the group chat.
I won't release the video until the day of the
Yeah.
So yeah, and I'm excited to see what they do. And we were speaking to Mike during the season and mentioned to him that, oh yeah, like, you know, our Spartans coming or talking to him about TOC. And he said, yeah, we might come to this. I'm like, okay, cool. It'll actually be your team, or it'll be the Spartan team from last year's league. What do you mean? I'm like, well, you know, they used the Spartan name last year and had branded it out. And he's like, that's not Spartans. I'm gonna fucking word with Debs about this. But yeah, like I am excited to see what they do. I think that I would love to see them against Havoc. I would love to see that
Oh, that would
series.
That'd be a good matchup, that's for sure.
That would be
Yeah.
a lot of fun to watch.
That'd be a lot of yin and yang moments for sure.
Back and forth, ridiculous, just out of nowhere kind of catches. I would assume that one would be those point blank catches that you're
Yeah.
not expecting,
Like the times when Rogan out of nowhere just makes the catch while he's sliding back.
or
at
like
his head.
spinning around in the
Double
air.
jumping.
Yeah.
Turn the
I love
Game
that.
Genie codes off, Rogan. Jesus.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to see that. I do see Spartans going quite far during this tournament because their style is very hard to adapt to.
Yeah, if
for
you
out-of-towners.
if you haven't played them a lot, it's different. It's completely different than any other VDL team.
Mhm. And so yeah, I expect them to do quite well. And we are on to our final STL team, Surrey Not Surrey. This one is captained by Kyle Davey.
Hey.
He is joined by the Decorin sisters. Once again, I always get that wrong, so I'm just going to put both pronunciations out there. And they are no longer joined by J. Ray, who has left the team. And they have Jason Sam, Mark Tan, and Trevor Jorger.
I love Mark Tan.
Mark Tan.
Mark Tan he is the quietest, really sneaky good
Yeah.
for, you know, if you
Yeah, he's hard to hit out when
He's
he has a
hard.
ball, especially. Like,
yeah, and
pain in the butt.
he makes huge catches. And his
He'll run your
throw,
photo booth
like,
at your event.
That's right, he will.
he doesn't, I wouldn't say he has like a hard throw, but it's a heavy throw.
Mm.
Like it's one of those.
It comes at you faster
Yeah.
than you think it is.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I can catch this, and then all of a sudden it hit you too hard.
Yeah, and next thing you know, you're out.
So to replace J Ray, I believe it's Garrick.
Right, yes.
Garrick is the 5th guy there now, and I also believe Carla's not with them anymore.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
And
that's-
I'm getting confirmation.
Up to date information.
Wow.
Does that mean
This is
she's
the
not
second
playing?
This is live for you.
That's a bit of a tough loss.
I think she just changed her mind and had other commitments. So they have found a second girl, and it is Sam.
Ooh, Sam Sang.
Yes, I think so. Sam Sang.
She's,
Okay.
oh yeah,
That's
okay.
actually really good for that team because Sam is another incredibly strong sweeper.
Yeah.
Super hard to hit out.
Yes.
Super hard. How many times in SDL have we seen her as the last girl left, and there's 2 people trying to hit her out for like 4 volleys until eventually she ggets one of the balls or pulls down a catch? Like, it really
she's
just...
so tiny.
Yeah, and
she uses her strength.
Yeah.
And I would tell her for years now, I'm like, you're good. You're gonna get there. Just keep working at it. And I think her best performance to date was at SDL playoffs in November last year for Hakuna.
She was clutch. She made some big catches for
Yeah.
us. And yeah, she really helped us get to those finals. And yeah, that was the best I've seen her play too, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I was really proud of her. She put in a lot of work to get to where she is. And I was, like, when I heard she was not on a team, I was sad and disappointed for her because she is better than I think a lot of people see her as. And I hope that this is an opportunity for her to showcase just how good she is.
Yeah, it's a big stage.
Yep.
And to their second female player, Carrie.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
She's been everywhere. Been
there,
in the deepest waters. Like,
She's a seasoned vet.
Yeah,
She's knows her catching is great. Smart player. I got to play with her in CDL.
played with her a million times.
Yeah, you guys are pretty good friends.
Yeah, no, she's a great player.
I don't know how much she's played with the rest of the people on this team.
Well,
though.
she's played with Kyle a few times.
Has she?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
I think the wild card of all of them is probably Jason Sam, because he's...
But that's a good wild card to have. You want that wild card.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, because like Jason Sam, you never know what he's going to do.
If you give him pizza, he's happy.
Yeah,
he's just a hard guy to hit.
Yeah,
like
he doesn't slow down.
Did you see that dodge he had?
Yeah, where he was on his hand.
He was on his hand, and he was basically looked like one of those. You know that game where they had the cutout. Where you had to try and mimic the cutout without going through the hole.
Oh.
It looked like he was doing that, and I was like, "How did you miss? Not get hit and stay alive and stay in bounds?"
Yeah, he's staying in bounds, and it was like 2 or 3 seconds where he's upside down, holding himself up.
That was one of the greatest game shows of all time.
And that's what it reminded me of.
And they waited just enough time, like they're like, "Oh man," the opposing team, and then they threw at him while he was still upside down, and he still dodged out of the way.
Yeah, that game show was on par with Dance 360.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
3, 6. Oh.
But the other thing is like another one is Kyle Davey. He's been catching a lot lately. Like if he can catch more than he throws weird catches, they could be
and his throw is super underrated.
Yeah,
I feel like
I've noticed in the last little bit that there's now a late curve on his throw.
He's always had that, right? I just like because we're pretty good friends with him, and from what conversations I had with him, is he used to be a pitcher, but then he was too accurate as a pitcher. Like sometimes
too many strikes.
Yeah, like sometimes you have to throw balls to make sure that the guy doesn't hit it, right? You're doing it on purpose, but he just throws so many damn strikes. So he's pretty accurate with his throw, and he can hit low, high, where he wants to hit people, right? So he's a very underrated player in the sense that, like if you're looking at a team, he may not be that guy that you're going after, and if you overlook him, he's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the last male, I won't say member, but last male player on the team, Trevor Jorger.
Trevor.
Cannon.
Will he live as long as Carrick keeps him alive?
If you give him any chance to start his throw at the wall and finish at the line, my God, that ball comes in hard.
Yeah, it's a frozen rope. It really is.
He has to start the throw in Albuquerque to get the full speed, but by the time he releases in Alaska, it is really fast.
Yeah. It's a huge wind-up.
It's a huge wind-up.
And if you can catch him in his wind-up, he's got to stay alive, right?
Yeah.
If he stays, the team will do as well as he stays alive, I think. I mean, they'll do well. They're seasoned people. They all know how to play. They've never played together. Well, Trevor and Kyle have.
There's been partnerships.
Yeah.
Kyle and Carey have.
Yeah.
Probably Jason's played with Carrick at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If even in a tournament.
Garrick's not.
Yeah, well, he's the late
edition, right?
Yeah.
That's a good get though, because he's kind of like Jason Sam in the sense that like they don't slow down, like they keep the pace up, full blast.
And he's always smiling.
And he's a good middle, and he's the good middle player that team's kind of missing.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle's a good 3 as well, but there's another 3 now, right? So.
Yeah, and Garrick is somebody that, let's say Trevor's having a hard time at 1 if he's playing 1. Garrick can play 1, balance out the court there, and give more space to your 5 and 6.
I'm pretty sure it's going to go Jason, Sam, Garrick, Kyle, Mark, Trevor. 6.
I think Garrick and Mark will be up the middle.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle and Trevor are definitely going to be playing beside each other.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 5, 6.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just to see how this team does, especially with losing a member so close to the tournament. That said, because maybe the dynamic of the team being as unfamiliar with each other as they are, that could not really affect them adversely.
I think they're going into the tournament with nothing to lose. Like I think that's how they're going to look at it.
This is a dark horse. Like these guys,
they're super dark horse.
What are they? Yeah.
Yeah. They don't really. They're not expecting to win, so all they can do is go up.
Yeah, I think there's no target on their back. It's just ready to.
If they can take out some teams along the way,
yeah, please do.
Yeah, go for it.
Please, you're not against that.
Unless it's us.
Yeah, don't take out us.
Finger wagging. All right, so now we're going to move on to a team that we couldn't figure out who they were when we first saw the list posted, because it was under Jeffrey Parker. And as we discovered, Jeffrey is actually Ian.
Ian Parker.
The secret revealed.
It's like a half hot pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half hot pot, half chocolate factory.
There it is. It's a chocolate hot pot.
Fondue.
Yeah.
Ooh. Their team name is Amynta's Hot K-pop or pot.
Nice.
So,
because it is like hot. It's like hot pot.
and
It's like hot pot with with K-pop. Oh, that's so
That's
funny.
good. I like that.
You clever beast.
and this might be my dark horse pick.
They're pretty good.
I don't like this team.
I wouldn't want to face
I
them.
don't want to play against.
I
this
would not
team.
want to face them.
Yeah.
This is just it's a team full of people that just do things that make it uncomfortable for everyone else around the court.
They're like they're like Recess about 5-10 years ago, is pretty much how I look at them.
Quite true. And captained by a player who is a similar style as the captain of Recess, Ian Parker.
Yeah.
And this roster is Sung, David Chang, Kevin Chung, Giselle, Amynta, Jackie Leung.
Yeah.
Man, Jackie is so good.
gross.
You know, I had the luxury of being able to play with him in 2 tournaments this year. Man, he is just so good. Way underrated. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Not if you've seen him.
Maybe
You're
not
just
if you've seen him.
taking a scan.
He is so dirty.
Here's the thing, Jackie and Sung, both to me kind of seem like weird younger versions of Victor, like a weird off split. Like they have this quality to them where they're bringing a lot to the game, and to have 2 of them on the team like that.
Sung, I don't know about that.
Sung's game, man. It's just like
He's like a jumpy Rob Shee.
Yeah,
I'm not
I was
saying
going to say he's closer to Rob
I'm
Shee.
not saying-
But I think Jackie and Victor definitely.
Jackie, yeah, I mean, like if you're looking at the EA stats, like I think like they would come out in a similar. They contribute in the same way, not physically in the same way.
Next up, Corsi.
He doesn't get it.
No,
That's
I'm not
awesome.
saying- no, I don't get it.
Doesn't get the Corsi rating.
We'll explain it to you
Advanced
after.
hockey stats.
You'll probably
Okay.
like it though. You'll probably like it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, shots for, shots against, shot suppression, and all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
okay, this must be new. This wasn't in NHL '95, okay?
It was in
No.
'97. Sorry.
Was there any
Okay.
analytics in NHL '95?
Goals, assists, like, things of this nature.
Points?
But I would say Jackie is definitely like plays a lot like Victor, though Victor throws a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot.
And maybe the hungriest player in terms of wanting a victory, David Chang.
Yeah.
He's good, man.
He's good. He's good, man. He's all around. He's good. Catcher, blocker. Everybody on this team is a great catcher, blocker, looping throw. Like everybody, looping throw except Kevin. Kevin's throw is
Kevin's loopy.
It can loop down.
Kevin-
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I would say he's the least loopiest of the throws.
But you know what? It's not so much that it's a loop. It's that he's really tall and his arm is really high.
Yeah, okay.
But it still starts up here and it still ends up at your toe. Maybe not so much like this, but it's
Best hair in the league too.
Yeah.
super
Well,
good
see,
hair.
hopefully he didn't cut it short. If he keeps it long, he's best hair.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I say
all
if
day.
it's true. It's up here and it doesn't
move.
It's static.
But David kind of reminds me of like Justin.
Yeah, they kind of bring the same power.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a smaller version of Justin.
Yeah.
But I think like Sung on that team, like those 4 have played together before, right? Jackie, Kevin,
In different
Ian,
combinations.
Yeah, and David. But now throwing Sung into that mix, that's deadly, man.
I think Sung's going to be like the RDL All-Star. Like he's their big prospect.
Did he start in RDL?
Yeah, he considers
he
himself like
started
RDL
RDL,
kind of guy. I don't know if this is an RDL team, but he's like their guy.
I think it's
VDL.
considered VDL,
Yeah.
but he's the make or break guy on that team. His abilities lately and what he's done on the court, making stupid catches, great team block, like everything, man. He's big.
And let's not count out the ladies.
I was waiting for an
Giselle,
opening.
right? And who's the other girl?
Amynta.
Amynta. Oh my god.
That's a lot of sweeping.
Minta is so good.
Yeah, in terms of possession, it's Zim and Amynta.
Yeah.
In terms of winning that.
Minta. Oh, she's really good. I like and she's in the last. I played with her a couple times over the last 2 years. From the first time playing with her to this most recent Thursday, like her catching is on fire right now. especially
it seems like it's always been on fire to me.
Well, I'm just going by the first season to this season, or I guess the draft, the second draft year to this past Thursday. Like, it's exponential growth and late at the most clutch time, and she just gets so low. Oh, she's so good.
Yeah,
and Giselle's got one of the best throws.
I've been a big fan of Amynta for a while. I thought that for a long time she's been incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
I think the way that she played at TOC last year was fantastic, and once again went under the radar for a lot of people. But she gets possession for teams.
Yeah,
like she's able to get those balls. She's making those catches. She's making those smart throws. She's just reading the court correctly, and this is another greasy team. Like a super greasy team.
I don't know if I would say
this is just straight up.
I would say
this is a
in terms
hard
of
team.
in terms of
hard
style.
team,
In terms of
style is just like it's a very
Man.
hard team to hit out across the board.
And that's what I mean by greasy. Like
yeah.
block catch. They're going to come in with the fire.
I would have them definitely as an underrated possible favorite to win. I could definitely
if they win early, it's hard to think like late tournament. I don't know if
that's what I was gonna say. Is like I feel like they have the ability to go deep, and then once they get to the top 8 or top 4, I would hope that the names of the players that they're playing against doesn't get in their heads.
It doesn't get in their heads.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. They're all kids, man. They're all young.
No, but like
not anymore.
Like
they were young 5 years ago.
all I mean by that is like
Chocolate Factory on Tuesdays.
Yeah, right.
0-2.
And it's
I don't know. They're good.
I'm playing against two Chris, or I'm playing against Bananas. It's like
They need more of an SDL mentality of who's across the court is who we're playing, and that's what we're going to do.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I think that was Jackie like 3 or 4 years ago, but like, I think that guy is.
I think Jackie's
crazy tough to play against, especially the later that it goes along.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they all got rubber arms.
Yeah, they just keep throwing.
Speaking of arms, Ian's been throwing some curves that they're new in his arsenal. Like they cut right through my block because I was not ready for it. So that's something I got to keep.
His throw selection's been quite good.
Okay, so Ian's probably the only one that I would say isn't actually a rubber arm. He throws it like you would normally see a throw, but like that thing is just his arm is.
My
just
arm would hurt for 6 weeks if I threw like these guys, man. Okay, just say it, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to. If I play against them in the round robin, then fine. I don't want to play them in the playoffs.
They would not be a team that I'd want to see, especially like early on.
Yeah, and before we move on, like I unfortunately I cut you off before when you were going to mention Giselle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably one of the strongest throwers.
I've never played with her. She's probably top person on my list for females that I'd like to play with before I call it quits.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if I can make a team with her one time. But
send her a nice wedding gift.
Yeah.
she's an underrated catcher too. I think
she does it. She pulls it off.
I think because she throws so much that people forget that she's actually really
like Monica
really
style.
strong.
Like just because she's a girl that can throw and will throw, like she still is. Like I think she probably considers herself a catcher too. Like,
and she gets so low too. She's super
like
tiny.
No knees.
It's like Lauren.
Round, yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Like
where's the knees?
They're down on their knees, but their knees are not touching the ground.
Yeah.
Like what the heck is going on there?
She does that in slow pitch too.
Yeah. Oh, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely a dark horse, maybe, but based on this conversation, possibly a favorite.
Yeah, I
would put them probably in the top 10. I think maybe. Yeah, and I think anybody. Like I said, I think anybody in the top like 18 to 20 probably could have a day and win it all.
True. Okay, so now we're on to our lone representative from Abbotsford.
ADL. All right.
ADL. This league has had 2 seasons.
Yes.
They just finished their second season. Yeah.
All right, so this team is led by Softball.
Softball, great guy.
And includes Dylan, Adam, Brad, Hannah, and Nadia. And I asked them for notes on this. It took them a while to send them to me.
They sent something?
Literally right before we started recording.
Nice.
So Michael's notes, which is softball, or who is softball, I should say.
Yeah.
Michael says for himself, "You know me."
Hard and underhand.
Yes.
He's one of the best underhands in the game.
Probably, yeah.
Accurate. Yeah.
And it always comes up and in or up and out.
Yeah,
It's an underhand with a lot of movement on it.
It's hard. He's
He will respond to softball. Call him softball as much as he can. Moving on to Dylan. Description for Dylan is token ginger on the team. He says playing for 2 years and is a part of the ADL exec team. So potentially he was playing in Chilliwack before.
Yes. So he's come to a few Surrey tournaments. I would kind of compare him to Eric from Surrey.
Alligator Eric or Eric B.
Eric B.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
That's good
Kind of same style, same
Yeah.
kind of throw, catch.
Looking
right?
for the catch.
Looking for the catch.
Oh, and a final note on Dylan: beware the face. Adam.
Don't hit him in the face.
consider me warned.
I assume that he stares at you in a way that makes you feel threatened. Hopefully, it's something that doesn't make you feel uncomfortable. Anyway, we've just ruined Dylan's reputation. Next up is
Nothing.
Okay. Next up is Adam. Started playing last season and enjoying every minute of it. Baseball background and is known to throw a surprise or two on the court.
What's his last name?
Just Adam.
Adam.
It's not enough to go by.
Adam.
Album.
It's up and Adam.
Adam. Oh man, I love that episode.
It's a great episode.
Let's see here. Okay, so next one is Brad. Started out in Chilliwack and followed the game to Abbotsford. Great all-around player and gives us those surprise catches.
Okay.
I think I spoke with him at the last TOC practice. Nice guy. Never caught his name, so might be. Hannah. She's here for fun. Played sports all her life, likes to throw balls.
Okay.
All right. She's been playing sports. You gotta watch out for that.
Very descriptive. Thank you.
I only know
softball.
3 Abbotsford ladies, so I'm assuming she's one of the 3 that have come out to the Surrey practices. So I
Yep.
don't know which one.
One came out with a dog the other week, and that was a lot of fun. We had fun with the puppy.
Which dog?
I don't know. It was a puppy.
Oh, okay.
Was it a golden
Did the
lab?
dog make the team?
Maybe. The dog slept in the
Yeah,
sideline.
this isn't
the entire
Airbud
time.
anymore, all right?
Hey, there is no rule that says
yet.
dogs can't play dodgeball.
Actually, there is a league policy where dogs are not allowed in the gym.
Damn it.
In VDL.
But it doesn't say they can't play.
No, they just can't get in.
Still on the team.
There's still a lot of dogs in the gym, now that you think about it.
They softened it because that rule went in when a dog peed on the lost and found.
Should've lost it.
my shirt. This is awesome. Oh.
It was more so someone started lying and rolling around in it afterwards and didn't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That's
So
on you.
we had to ban the
Yeah,
puppies.
that's on you.
Yeah, we had to ban the puppies after that. Plus allergies.
Yeah.
So anyway, and our last person, Nadia. You know her better than I do.
Yeah.
Nadia's a good catcher.
Nadia is a very good catcher.
And she's one of those that never stops smiling.
Yeah,
Yes.
smiling, so you're like, oh,
Even when
she
she gets
can't
hit in
be.
the face.
Even when she gets hit in the face, she still smiles.
Sneaky throw, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets hits.
Low, very low, right? Tries to catch you off guard.
No, she's a good player.
It's good sweeps,
Good
too.
sweeps, too.
Yeah, really
Yeah,
good
good
sweeps.
sweeps, yeah. She's a great all-around player.
I haven't seen her in SDL in a really long time. She must have converted all the way to ADL.
She does live in Abbotsford.
That
We
makes
don't
sense.
go full ADL.
I'm pretty sure she's still an LDL exec.
Yeah,
Really?
she's
Yeah, I think she is.
photographer,
Yeah.
photographer,
Alright,
so-
That's right.
Yeah. Just having played with her for the first time this past season, it was a lot of fun. You could always rely on her to make that catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was clockwork.
Yeah.
And it wasn't unexpected. It was just like, okay, cool, who's going in next?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, of course, Cody Burke was out first.
Yeah.
And then you kind of went from there. So it'll be an interesting team. I think they go as far as their catching takes them. And I think that it'll be, for such a new league too, it'll be a nice experience to see what else is out there. Because they've seen only really LDL and SDL
Yes.
at fun tournaments.
Did they not play TOC last tournament?
No, they weren't
They
a
weren't
thing.
even the thing.
Oh,
This
jeez.
is
Yeah.
like their second season, yeah.
Yeah,
Huh?
Bermundo
Yeah,
was
they were
only,
at drop-in stage
Yeah.
at that point.
all right.
Yeah,
Cool.
he was building the network.
All right, that's cool to see.
So yeah, I'm excited to see how they do. All right, so we're on to a Seattle team. This team is the Get Down, and this is captained by our good buddy Jaime.
Jaime,
Yeah,
great to see him come up. That's
I
great.
know.
Soft J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Jaime is the man. Jaime is such a good dude.
I work with the Jaime. That's why this is why I said it.
And this will be another team that even we don't know that well.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe a couple names. First off, Gerard. Next one is Hang Sung. Natalie Maria. Lo O'Toole. Alexandra Johnson. Now, Jaime did mention to me when we were talking that they were looking to pick up another player. But this is a team that, if my Facebook stalking skills are up, I think it's 3 guys and 3 girls.
Oh, 3 and 3.
Bold.
I think.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
No.
I only said that because you said bold. I had to.
So, Matt, what can you tell us about Jaime?
One thing I know that a little secret move of his is he does both arm throws, and he's the only guy I've ever seen that'll do. He'll do the right arm, and then he's got 2 balls in his hand, so he'll throw the right arm, and if it misses you, everyone when the ball misses you, you kind of take a split second because you would think that he would load up his right arm again and go, but it's like throw with the right and then immediately throw with the left again. But in a way, like I know Thor sometimes does that in the SDL, but this is faster. This is so fast. It's like don't take your guard down when he's doing that. Also, he's the only guy I've ever seen wear headgear at Dodgeball, which I think is well, I guess Joel has started doing it too, but Jaime had a full-on like sparring helmet on, which I think is great because I would rather see more of that than obvious more headshot rules. That's a podcast for another time.
Yeah, we'll do that one soon.
What do you mean by where is headgear?
Like sparring helmet, the foam.
Yeah, like a rugby one.
Yeah, well, he does it for rubber. I don't know if he does it for foam, but I like that he did that.
Started wearing a rugby one because he had concussion problems because he gets hit in the head a lot.
Where he got hit in the back wall, right? That's what happened.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have a helmet on that prevents head injuries.
Yeah.
If you're worried about it,
it'll probably be something that is more universal in the sport in the coming years, especially when liability potentially becomes more and more of a highlighted
if anyone
point.
ever tests it to its maximum,
yeah,
what is this waiver actually worth here?
All it means is that you can't sue us, and then they run away. Whoops, I gave that
he's
away.
great. We played with him in Centralia too, which was awesome.
Yeah, I really enjoyed sharing the court with him. Just a super positive dude.
Yeah, super positive across the board.
Like I'm similar to you. I am excited to see him play our style. He seems excited to play our style. And good times. The only other player that I know directly is Gerard. And Gerard was one of the Seattle players who I played with at the Kings and Queens tournament in VDL.
Okay, which one was he?
He played with me in the 5-6.
5-6. Oh, yeah.
But he...
I remember one guy that caught everything, and that was the only one that I can remember.
Probably Michael Shermer.
Maybe.
Gerard, super coachable. Listened to everything that I was saying to him and just went about it. And I was able to use his skill set pretty effectively. I was like, hey, you know how you do bait throws in Seattle? Do that. This team over here will throw immediately.
Yeah.
And they would do that, and he would just light them up. Great throw, very good catcher. Court awareness is quite strong. Positionally, very effective. He's just a very efficient player. And I'm quite a big fan of his. I think he has a ton of potential to go beyond where he is even right now. And I'm excited to see him this weekend at TOC.
Nice.
For the rest of them, we're going to turn it over to our named correspondent, Shayn, Hang Sung.
Well, it sounds like he will be Sung's nemesis. That's what it sounds like.
Is he like the shadow version of Sung?
No, I just think he'll actually hang him. That's. I was going for the literal.
He's gonna walk around with a noose.
Yes. And he's
pretty
gonna
badass move.
And literally wearing a shirt that says "Sung, where are you?"
If Hang Sung shows up with that shirt,
I would love that. That would be actually pretty awesome.
1, our podcast has its first shirt, and 2, awesome. All right, Natalie Maria.
She was in the play West Side Story, but
Was she with the Jets?
they sang to her, but they were like, yeah, you do have Marie, you got that in there, but that Natalie thing is just not working for us, so she got fired.
Oh wow, not even an understudy.
No,
that's rough.
She was there. She saw the bright lights for a minute, but
Didn't earn the credit.
No,
Ooh.
no, uncredited.
All right, last two names. Lo O'Toole.
That's a great name.
That is a great.
You know what?
Straight up, that's like
Yeah,
one of the all-time names list right there.
Is this possibly the best name in the tournament?
Maybe.
I don't know. Legacy's pretty good.
Mackenzie
man.
Legacy probably
Mackenzie
still takes it.
Legacy.
Do we have a rival finally for a Mackenzie Legacy?
Well, I mean, you have Legacy and you have a Low O'Toole, so I mean, yeah, the Legacy is still the Legacy.
Fair
One's
enough.
charming, one is a legacy.
But you have a short tool on the other side.
Low O'Toole. That's a great name.
That's a great name.
That's a
All right.
great name.
And finally, Alexander Johnson.
Man, he did porn for 40 years.
Alexandra.
Man.
Oh man.
Just cut it off. You're fine.
Shayn plays on Old and Beautiful.
I heard Alexander! Son of a...
It was a trap.
It's a trap.
But yeah, generally I think this team is going to be interesting. I think they might be in that similar vein to Toon Squad last year, where it will come down to what they pick up on and how quickly, and who they see in that first round on Sunday.
I don't know anything about the algorithm.
Works for me. All right, and we're on to our final boss team, and this is the one that kind of breaks the mold, the Notorious B.O.S.S.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
of,
not really boy bands, it's the rapper. Yeah, okay.
and of course, it could only be captained by the one and only Chermy Fan. And this is maybe
For those who don't know, not very big.
no, same height as as Akina.
Yep.
That's not tall.
No.
It is not. And members of this team are Elliot Lindsay, Tony Tran, Dan Liu, Mike Burns, Duncan Fong, and Angela Wong.
So I remember Duncan.
Mhm.
The
champ.
He's got a pretty
The
good
champ.
throw. But I was talking to Bader today, and he said the one to watch on that team is Elliot.
Yes, it is.
Well, okay, I'll give you that. But I had
I
the
was saying
pleasure
Mike
of playing
Burns.
Mike Burns, and man, that kid can throw.
Left-handed.
That's the lefty that played on my team,
Oh.
and you saw him in the videos, and you're like, that guy has an arm, and yes, that guy has an arm.
I'm curious how it translates to the bigger gym.
Well, it's only his second season, so he's still
Jesus,
learning.
2 seasons.
And the thing is, yeah, I know. And the thing is he's still learning to keep it down. It's a
That
They
was
don't have a
one of-
headshot rule in BOSS,
It's a little
right?
high. Yeah, they don't have that headshot rule.
That was one of the notes I had on him going into Unicorn.
Yeah.
Mike Burns throws high.
Yeah, but he actually did pretty well keeping it down in their tournament.
That's good.
And he's got a couple different throws that saw his hand grips and this and that, and he can catch. His off the opening rush, he gets low for a big guy and he jumps high for a big guy, and he can do quite a few things. So I would be afraid to play against him. I was very glad he was on my team.
Right, and do you think that Mike will probably play 6 and partner up with either Dan or Tony?
Yes. He said he prefers to play 6. However, I made him play 1. And he asked me why, and I said, well, first off, I cannot play 1. I have to play 6. But secondly, the lefty in the 1 position is usually better than in the 6 position, for the most part, because you can see the court better while you're throwing, right?
Yep, that makes sense.
You're not closed off, right?
But you can't throw any curves on the cross, which is unless you can do the outside curve.
True, and he says that's why he likes playing 6, because he likes to play the cross 1. And I said we're not playing crosses.
Then
this
forget it.
tournament.
It is good
We're
if you're a
going
lefty.
straight.
At least you can throw straight at their
Yeah.
6.
And
Like,
you
just
took his lunch money.
take them out.
Yeah, exactly right. So he does like playing 6. So and Elliot does like playing 1. I guess they're more natural in those positions. So I'm assuming that's what they're gonna do. So speaking of Elliot, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, speaking of Elliot, outside the opening rush, he'll be no taller than 2 feet.
Yes.
Uh,
Very much Seattle style player.
Yeah.
Down low, Toronto, Seattle.
Mhm.
Likes to block on his knees. Makes it extremely hard to hit.
Well, I'm a
But
big fan of Tony Tran. I like that he's one of the thinking men over there in BOSS. Like, I know he really wants to improve, and he sent me some really intelligent questions and really soaks things up like a sponge. I think he's probably one of their like more seasoned players in BOSS. Like, I think he's been around
And
for a while.
improve too.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
he's played fantastic
yeah.
recently, man.
Yeah.
Did you see the playoff videos from Boss this past season?
Yes, I did. I
Yeah.
watched them, and he made so
Oh my
many
God.
catches after catch after catch. He was like 5-1, and he made 2
Yeah.
or 3 catches.
God, yeah.
And brought his team back, and they won that
Yep.
They won, right? Yeah, that was his first championship, I think.
Yeah,
So.
did the whole thing wearing a Germany jersey too, so it was really impressive. You did better than the World Cup comparison. But yeah, no, really good. Dan Liu, actually, sorry, going back to Tony for a second, possibly the biggest fan of the podcast.
Really?
Constantly messaging.
Oh.
I shouldn't say constantly. I'm giving him a hard time, but just always messaging. Hey, when's the next podcast? Are you doing one for Unicorn? Are you doing one for TOC?
I love that guy. He messages me all the time. Just
he's great.
Whatever. He's a good guy to talk to, right?
Yeah, I just give him a hard time. I'm like, leave me
You
alone.
ever
I'm
talked
not
to
doing
him?
anything.
Have you ever met him?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll introduce you at TOC, and then he can start messaging you.
But yeah, Tony
You would
is-
like talking to him because
Yeah.
he's got kind of like the dodgeball brain in the
He's very
sense-
cerebral.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So his game is elevating quite quickly, and he's trying to learn as much as he can in a short period of time.
Yeah, he's really understanding that you don't have to outmuscle to win.
Yeah.
You have to you can outthink and do the same
Smarter
thing.
now. He's a lot smarter than he was.
He was
last
actually
year.
sending me messages like, "Yo, how do you do left-hand blocks?" Like, all right, well, I've never thought of this before, but like, this is what I'm trying to do. And like, then he immediately would send me a video saying like, "Look, I did it here, I did it there." Like, oh, this is awesome. Like, he's totally actually adding things to his game.
And now the champ, Duncan Fong.
Mhm.
Oh, he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's
And he's come a long way too.
he's got a pretty decent throw.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a really solid player. He played with Tina's team this past Unicorn and did quite well. That team didn't go as far as they wanted to, but he played solidly. He when they were moving Cody around the court, he was one filling in for wherever Cody was being moved from,
Mhm.
and did an admirable job in those spots,
Yeah.
which was maybe out of role from the way he typically does. And also, he's a champ, so he's got that going for
He's
him.
just one of those all-around solid players. Does everything well, and great team player.
Absolutely. And his partner in crime, Angela Wong. Another really solid player, super positive, always happy.
Sweetest girl.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this last year too, but I think they're the first player to do a double catch in BOSS playoffs.
Oh, nice.
And she has won a few titles.
Nice.
So she's been a contributing member to successful teams coming out of there. And I'm excited to see what she does because she's playing with a different group this time around. And of course, their captain, Chermy. If you have beer and she decides it is hers, you are in fucking trouble. Because she will come after you.
Steal it, just
Oh, yeah.
straight up.
She's
Yeah.
feisty.
She will growl at you.
Feisty.
Yeah.
And
I
take
remember
it.
her.
Yeah.
And I think watching the videos and seeing her at Unicorn, her catching's improved.
Yeah. Quite a bit.
It's a lot more consistent. Before it would be streaky.
Mhm.
She'd make a ton on one day and not as many the next. But I've seen her consistently make big plays, big catches, more often. in the
She
last
was
little bit.
on. She was also on that team that didn't win a set
Mhm.
and came
Oh, yeah.
and just brought it at playoffs, man, and did damage
Yeah.
when it mattered.
This is it's an interesting team. It's one of those ones that could burn hot in the right way or burn out.
It's a sneaky boss team
Mhm.
because Elliot, and not to take anything away from Tony, but Elliot and Micah Burns alone
Mhm.
can do a lot of damage.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what they do. I'm interested to see what their draw ends up being, and just what they're able to do. Because Chermy's team was the one that went the furthest of the boss teams last year. So we're on to another VDL team, the Weekenders, who won the most recent RDL TOC practice.
Yeah.
A bit of a mashed up lineup, but the lineup going into the tournament will be Captain Monica Liang, Danny, Clara Ho, Brandon Willier, Nathan Wilkins, Kevin Young, and Joel. Who wants to play that team?
Wait, you said Brandon Willier, right?
Willier, yeah.
That guy's got a cannon.
I don't like playing against any of these players.
Do I know that guy?
The
Brandon?
big
You've
guy.
probably seen him before. He played with Brendan Manansala a whole bunch.
On Average Shows?
Yes.
Yeah, Average Joe's.
The guy with the red beard?
No, he's
the big, like, tan dude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cannon.
Yeah, he does have a good cannon, actually.
And he's a
pretty
really
good
good
catcher.
catcher.
Yeah, he's a good catcher, too. All right, that's a good get.
Yeah, it's a team that'll grind it out.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even-
That's a greasy team.
Yeah.
And they can do some damage too.
And Nathan Wilkins did have the back injury a couple of years ago, but is finally kind of rounding back into form, and he's looked good.
So Nathan, Danny, and who's the other guy?
Joel and
Joel.
Brandon.
Kevin.
And Kevin Young, yeah,
Kevin
sorry.
Young. Yeah.
So Kevin 6, Willier 5.
Yeah.
And-
Joel
and
3.
Nathan 1. And
Danny.
Danny fills the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny would be the rotating out because Danny or Nathan could play all those positions.
Yeah.
I think Nathan. Maybe Joel 1, Nathan 6.
Yeah.
I know Willier likes to play 5.
I hate playing against Joel, man. Like, he's so hard to play against. Maybe it's because I don't play against him enough. I like him a lot. He's so hard to hit up, man.
He's a lovely little guy.
He's so
That's a
hard.
good team. That's a good team. They could.
They're gonna do damage.
They're gonna do damage.
There's a lot of secret confidence there too.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna like.
It's definitely not a team that I think. That's one of those teams that I think was just like, hey, you want to play? Hey, you want to play? Hey, you want to play? But like they could hurt some
Have
people.
any of them played together?
Oh yeah, Danny, Joel, and what's he
Kevin.
called? Monica. Sorry,
Monica.
they played on Slay.
On Slay, yeah.
Kevin Young has played with I think almost everybody on the team. Brandon played with Clara on a few teams, including Average Joe's. There's a variety of combinations there. It's an interesting team if they come together. And the ladies, before we forget them,
Monica's getting way better. She made the most unreal double catch on me and Bader this year during playoffs.
Yeah, I was
At like the most clutch time.
That's a tough
Super
double catch
nice.
too. That's
It was the only time I ever thought to myself, "There's no way this could happen," because my ball should never arrive at the same time as Bader's ball, and it did. And nice catch.
Yeah, and Clara, I think she played a little bit last season, but played I think a lower tier. I didn't see her in any of the tier 1 playoffs, but ridiculously good and very once again underrated. Flies under the radar, but makes those catches. Has a good timing on her throw, and makes people around her better.
Mm-hmm.
And that's always something you need on a team like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. We are now on to our final 5 teams.
Oh,
Yay!
good.
All right,
here we go.
3 hours later.
Got a girlfriend that's gonna kill me soon.
fly through them. This team good, that team bad. What is it? First team is going to be the Weaklings from Seattle. That is Lucas Boyle, Jonathan Johnson, Jacob Struzik, Sherry Pfeiffer, the Portland duo of Katie and Darcy Murphy, and Michael Lyons.
That's got to be the favorite of the Seattles, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Darcy's taking over for Mark, Sweet Gal.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
Mark's not coming.
'cause
Yeah.
Darcy wasn't on last year.
No, Darcy did not make the journey.
So is it still the same guy that plays 1?
Yes. Oh no, that was Mark.
That was Mark. Okay, so
I'm
it's
pretty
the
sure it was Mark. Yeah.
Same guy playing 6.
Jacob.
You got Lucas,
3-4. Yeah.
3, whatever. And then who's the other guy that was?
Jonathan Johnson was there last year.
And what was he playing last year?
I think he was mid, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was in the middle.
Main corner.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're good. They all throw really.
Is that
really
And
the
then
good.
team
Michael
that
fills
came
in.
to that
Yeah.
Yeah.
tournament in Surrey?
Yeah.
And Michael was the one that was upset, if I remember correctly.
I remember.
I remember not watching that game and having different people come up to me to tell me what was happening. I was like, I don't know what to do right now.
I look forward to playing that team.
It's a good team. They're
right.
all
My second
strong
favorite matchup,
throwers.
look, what I'm looking forward to. Anticipate, that's the word.
See, Lucas is basically Seattle's CV. Like that's how they see him.
entirely
That's how they
different
treat
way.
him. It's different player.
Completely different game.
Different player,
Yeah.
but he's like their GOAT. So it's and the thing about their play styles, they need to do more strategy as a team. And just talking to Lucas after the tournament we did last year, we came and did a podcast with them directly after TOC, and like he actually had come up with a unique strategy that sort of, it was simplified, but it was basically like pick a target and follow that target around the court, and that's why they looked like they were doing like spirals almost, like they were going in and out because they're following targets around. Whatever it was they were doing, it was enough to they played in a way that it didn't make sense to a lot of our players, like because they didn't play our pace, they played a strange pace, and it was because of this little game plan that Lucas put together, and I think that's what he's really good at like coming up with a game plan.
So
and
it's
I bet,
like man on man.
yeah, but I bet
Versus
he'll come up with a completely different game plan this year. Like that seems like that's what he does. Like he keeps things changing. So I'm interested to see what they try to come up with. I doubt they'll tell us till after the tournament, but
Yeah, it was the one thing last year is that they're very trade happy
yeah.
and put
Yeah,
themselves
they're
in
totally
bad
fine
spots.
with trading.
Yeah. And something that they identified last year is that people weren't looking for crosses.
Yeah.
So they were doing a lot of that last year.
I think they're another team that might be weary of what is the rule going to be called.
Yes, but they actually play with a headshot rule down there, where if they throw and they hit you in the head, that person's out, but so are they immediately.
Yeah, I'm more partial to the 1-on-1 myself. Like if I were to put a headshot rule into a tournament like this, when you're playing like 100+ games over 2 days
And trying to track
it all, it's just easier. Just 1-on-1, punishment's done.
It's harder to exploit that too. It's like it's done. We finished it.
Yeah. Whereas like you got to strike, nobody gets told. You know.
Yeah, you go ref somewhere else.
You know?
And then what do you do if you get a strike on you and the refs don't see it? Like, am I supposed to tattle on the guy? Like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it just
Yeah.
I don't
know. Anyways, long story short.
Two in the head.
I don't want to talk about it.
I was just saying that they could be a team that could be in that kind of trouble.
The one thing that someone told me recently, I think it was you, Matt. Someone told me about a bracelet thing that Seattle does.
Oh yeah.
No, Chris told me.
The classic.
Yeah, they did a bracelet. So if you got a if you got a strike, you got to go get a bracelet.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So then it's like now you know like
it
you
was
go
like,
play on another
so
court.
you're branded.
Yeah. So it's like shit.
Why don't you just take the break?
Wow.
It's like
I don't know.
exploit it.
Is it like one of those like hospital bracelets? I don't know.
Bring your scissors.
Real high quality bracelet.
That's another podcast.
Oh, we'll do that one soon.
We'll do the Chop podcast one day after we retire.
But yeah, on track. I'll keep it real short. Jacob, heavy throw, super athletic, moves really well.
Yeah, he's got a cannon. That's one of their big cannons. So.
Yeah, they all got big cannons.
Actually,
I think he was like
do.
high 60s when we went down to and they clocked. Like him and Lucas were high 60s.
Yeah, they all throw really hard.
Yeah, I'm just saying Lucas and him.
But they all throw really hard.
Yeah, Michael Lyons, potentially like kind of stylistically a more defensively oriented Lucas from deeper back.
Okay.
And Katie and Sherry. Katie plays high. Katie is absolutely willing to trade with anybody when she gets close to that line. Sherry, I think she was there last year.
Yep, same one.
And she did a lot of sweeping. She made catches at the end, positionally quite strong. So that's a team that we're expecting a lot from.
Yeah, and they have experience now too, so I'd like to see where they go with that.
Okay.
All right, this next team will be super, super quick because it's our final Victoria team, and we know one person, and it is Megan McCaffrey.
I like the team name.
Yeah, Trash Pandas.
Trash Pandas.
Oh,
Big
another
Guardians
Panda team.
fans.
Trash Pandas.
I'm expecting a lot of drinking from them.
6 people's worth. Just
One person drinking for 6.
Yep. Random facts about Victoria. There's a ferry that goes there. Anyway, on to our next team. VDL. This is Tripping Squirrels, captained by Mr. Raff. And this is, once again, another really greasy team in Mattia, Tyson, Vince, Manny, Jen, and Asuka.
Who's Manny?
Emmanuel.
Oh, Emmanuel. Yeah.
Oh, him. Yeah.
there's a lot of grease there.
Yeah.
So catch.
Tyson
too.
Tyson he's on and off. Like, he's got that weird throw.
He's got a very bizarre throw.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Squish pancake style.
This will be a counter-heavy team.
Yeah.
They all like to throw, even though they are catchers. So they'll try and catch people stuck on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Vince, alligator catch.
Yeah.
Hat's going.
Hair's going.
That guy's
Pads are off.
That guy is the
off.
most active catcher I've ever seen. Most active catcher. It's all over the place and then catch.
Body parts flying.
And Mattia's a smart player, man.
He reads the game so well.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see
3.
how he plays on that team, if he's actually going to play up the middle still.
I can see him playing 5 too with this group.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Manny, catch. Ridiculously, actually, with his catches in the last year.
Better offensively too. Like he's been more like
a lot of
quarterback.
diving catches.
Yeah, he's
Dive
old
back.
school Durante, where Durante could only make those spectacular catches. He couldn't make the regular ones, and then he was able to do everything. Jen.
Raph.
Oh yeah, Raph.
Raph,
Man, Raph is someone who's really kind of shot up the unofficial rankings.
He's kind of like Mark Tan, like in the same sort of game, and it's one of the, he also has another, like, it's not a hard throw, but it's a heavy throw.
Yeah,
it's lower.
It's lower, but it still comes up on it still comes up pretty quick.
You get a little Jeff Bermundo from Raph, like the way the throw is. wind-up
he's
and
more of
stuff,
a he's
I
a
feel?
deeper player than Jeff. Like Jeff doesn't mind being up on the line, whereas Raph will only move up when they have full possession.
Maybe it's because they're always smiling.
Yeah. And the two ladies, Asuka and Jen. Jen is once
Asuka's a
again.
good catcher.
Yeah, Asuka is.
She's really good.
Yeah, she kept on telling me last season, like, I figured out your throw. And I'm like, okay.
She
Yeah,
caught,
right.
She double caught me and Peter on Wednesday one night.
Little Asuka?
Yeah.
She's a good catcher.
Yeah. And it was
I think
very
she's the
weird.
size of two dodgeballs.
Yeah, and I was like, wow.
When we played against her in a tournament, like me, Victor, and all them, she made another double catch there too.
What?
Yeah.
All right, stacking up double catches.
And her throw's getting pretty good. It's
Yeah.
very low toe shots, right?
Mm.
She's got that Giselle Tina kind of throw going.
And all she does is smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jen, I think this is Jen from RDL. McCullough?
Yeah, Mick something.
Jen Mick.
okay.
Jen M.
Mick.
If that's who it is, she's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a really good player.
Another kind of
Good-
just understated player on the
Good
court.
throw, good blocker,
Yeah.
can make a clutch catch here and there. She's a good player, yeah.
Yeah, excited to see what this team does. They're going to make someone's world difficult. And final two teams. Toon Squad from Seattle. This is a very different looking Toon Squad than what we've seen in the past. Captained by Brandon De La Mora. Lovely gentleman.
Ponytail
right?
himself.
Ponytail,
Yeah.
Man, that guy's got
That guy
a
can
hand.
throw.
He's got a
Freaking
curve now,
hard.
so
Yeah.
Oh,
he just
great.
incorporated it.
That guy
Yeah,
can throw
you
hard.
taught him that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks. Way to go, jerk.
This is your fault.
I'm excited to
That
see
guy-
what's
Toon Squad knows
It was
out old
so-
and beautiful. Shane just looks at Matt the entire way.
So we played against them last year, and because Seattle, they it's okay if you hit them in the hands, right?
Yeah, I think it's up to here
up to
or
there,
something.
right? And he didn't know that that's not okay here. And in in our game, I got him on the hand, and I'm like, oh, he's out. And I start running up to the line to grab a ball, and I just see him winding up, and I'm like, there's grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. Fuck. Oh, man, that thing hit me in the chest, and I felt like my whole world explode.
Right, and the usual suspects from Toon Squad, Fam, Chet, and Ruan. New players, at least as far as I'm aware, Carlos and Melissa.
Yeah, I don't think they were on before.
And we've played with Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos was
Carlos
So
is
are
a-
they brother sister?
We think we don't know, and we were going to avoid that one.
Oh, okay.
Thanks a lot, Demelo.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, yeah.
It's the same last name.
Yeah, it was the
I don't
Dale
know,
Betty
or-
question from
or-
last year.
Sorry, or
Way to go, man.
They married? I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Okay, well,
because I don't think we've
whatever.
actually
That's it.
met.
TOC is canceled. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, man.
Yeah, Matt's the one who's supposed to be stumbling over things.
Okay, well, whatever, man. I'm
Way to
gonna
make it-
ask them.
Hey, way to make it awkward.
How's it awkward? I don't even know them.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't met Melissa. I think
Okay.
we've heard
Yeah.
Melissa, but we don't know in what
Okay,
context.
all right.
So we're just gonna go with
Valid question.
identical last names.
Okay.
Is their connection at this
There
point?
you go. Okay.
But yeah, Carlos, awesome guy.
Yeah.
Lots
Hungry.
of fun.
He's new. He's really new to dodgeball.
Yeah, he's like a year or two in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really hungry.
Great catcher. Like,
Yeah.
really good catcher.
Do they still have the little guy?
No, Anthony's not coming.
Okay.
That was one of the things I saw right away. I was like, "Where's Anthony?"
What about the lefty?
I think that's Chet. Isn't he the left?
I think that's Chet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chet's coming. Love
He throws
Chet.
pretty hard.
Chet's such a good guy. Tyson, who keeps on saying he wants to come, is not coming. Thanks a lot, Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson.
God damn it, Tyson.
Fucking
Yeah.
Tyson.
Tyson's one of the people I met at the first classic we went to.
Mhm.
Just a nice guy, really nice guy, and just a pleasure to talk to at all times. And also a very good player. But yeah, this team, it's going to be interesting. I think they, outside Brandon, Chet, and Ruan have really good arms.
Ruan had a high 60 as well. Like, I think
Yeah.
he threw 68 at the
Right, because he plays one.
foamy. we
Right, he
had,
played
yeah.
one last year.
So he's got Ched.
And Melissa, I'm not too sure of. I think I heard that she catches. She focuses mainly on catching. Femme is a really aggressive player. She gets on that line, takes territory really
Mhm.
easily. This is a team that, for the most part, came out last year. I think they can steal a win or two. I think they can. I don't know how
Well, they
far.
throw
they'll
hard.
go.
The fact that they came back, like they know what they're doing more. Like, I'm just curious to see like what you guys do here.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're on to our final team,
Oh.
and potentially, and
Yeah,
probably.
this team's got no chance.
So they're 0-2.
Yeah.
0-2.
Why bother even showing up?
Shayn
for Sunday?
Solberg 0-2. Just to put that one out.
They got
there.
a plug at 1, a plug at 5, a plug at 6. I mean, they got Trong, so that's good.
Say they got one thing they got to rely on.
Yeah, they got Trong. You might have a chance there.
Money man.
Yeah.
Money man. Hey.
It's the one paying CVAL. And this team is 2 Chris, 1 Lauren. Except that it's one Chris and 1 Lauren.
That's different connotations there.
And this team is captained by Trom and includes Tiana, Pete Decker, Chris Valance, Sam Coe, Lauren, and James Durante, who we have spoken about a lot today.
Yes.
So, thoughts? Do you think these guys are good?
Well, I mean,
They're good.
when you got Chris Valance, you probably got a chance, right? Like, that's kind of...
I don't want to put the target on his back, but I'm going to. That's basically our GOAT up here, Chris Valance.
I don't think it's basically, I think...
Half this tournament is foreign, like they're out-of-town teams.
No, I'm not saying that it's not basic. I'm just saying that is...
Yeah.
He's agreeing with your initial point.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I appreciate it.
emphasizing that it is. It's not
He's
a
going-
maybe.
He's the player that everyone aspires to, that wants to be like, and he's the king of boss.
So
he's the king.
He's the
There's pretty
Simba?
much...
He's the sim. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 3-horse race, right? You got like Byron, Victor, and CV.
It's been that way for a long time, too.
and that's just...
And the thing about Chris is, like, I've become pretty good friends with him over the last little bit, and he's the most humble guy too, right? Like, he's not...
It's appreciated.
Yeah, he's not... He doesn't brag about it. He doesn't talk about... Like, he's not... He just plays. He likes to play the game, and he's good. He's fantastic at it, and he just plays, and that's it. And he's so good at it. So other than that, I mean, he's a fantastic guy. You talk to him about anything, right? So...
Yeah,
But it's one of those teams. Like, what don't they have? They got great catchers in everyone. They got great throwers in everyone. They got great sweepers in everyone. Like, they
have all the elements of a championship
The only
team.
problem that they have is they have Trong, who is really good at throwing catches.
Hey, camera. In going back to Chris for a second, the one thing I've noticed with him is when he has a dead ball, he just rolls it straight over. Like, there's no throwing it off the sidelines or throwing it away from a person. He just...
I don't know who does that kind of thing.
3/4 of the league in Tier 1. So it's something that you look at and it's just like, he's all about the pure competition.
Yeah.
Like, he wants to play. He doesn't care about the gamesmanship. He plays the game.
And then when you got so much focus on one guy, you can't forget about the other guys on the other side.
Well, that's the thing.
of
They
the
play.
middle,
They
right?
play like everyone wants to take out Chris. That's like it's always in your head when you're on the court. And the way they play is like, make sure Chris always has a ball. So you can't wait him out. You have to take a throw at him or blow up his shield. You have to make yourself vulnerable to beat him.
Yeah, but that shield is Lauren, and that's not an easy shield to blow up.
You just have to go. You can't even guess it because you can't hit Chris. You're not going to.
No.
You're going to hit Lauren in the face, or you're going to lose your ball if you're
Or
trying to
she's
hit
going to
Chris.
catch you.
Or Chris
Or,
is
yeah.
gonna catch
Or he'll
you.
come
Chris
after
is gonna
you.
catch
Yeah,
you.
if you get it on target.
As
Yeah.
hard as his throw is, his catching is just as good
Or
as the best in the league.
You get blown up by Sam, or
That's the thing. So you're
or
focused here on
Pete.
their one, and then like you got all these guys that are like, go ahead, focus on
Well,
Chris.
here's the thing. I think Pete in that lineup is so different than that lineup is used to, because he plays so up front and so in your face and in the middle of the court that he just demands that attention, and it actually alleviates a little bit of stress on Chris.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
Which you should never alleviate that stress, because you shouldn't give that guy any time of day. But Decker allows that chance, and then meanwhile on the other side of the court you have Sam Coe, who's just quietly throwing 65, curveball catching,
and he's a catcher too. So if
Yeah.
you trade with any of those guys, it's going to be a bad time unless you get the perfect throw, which is not statistically.
And so
always
you
going
think to
happen.
yourself, you know what? I'm going to play it safe, and I'm just going to throw a Durante, which isn't safe.
Very
It's not
unsafe
safe at all.
Here's the thing, like
and his
anytime-
throw is not an easy catch either.
No, it's not. It's
dipping
hard and
crazy,
super dippy.
right? Yeah.
Here's the thing with like so much people on that team. Every hit you get on that team is like a relief, and it's really hard to win a tournament that way. Where it's like, oh, thank goodness we got that guy. Oh, thank goodness this person's off the court.
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep that up for a whole tournament. So
and like all things against Trump, like all jokes aside,
he's a late game guy.
That dude,
Late
if he. He's one of the better late game players.
Yeah.
Like you leave him
He
in the
thrives
game.
off of that. That's the thing, right? He knows that he's not going to be the target, and that he needs to come up and do his job when the time is right. And the time is right is when he's the last guy.
Yeah, which means slide, catch, pimp it as hard as he can.
Yeah.
How's T's thumb?
I don't have an update
Oh, okay.
on her injury. That is something that will be maybe a point of attention
Trump
over the
didn't seem to
weekend.
think anything was up.
She'll probably be fine. Like she'll probably similar to what it is with my thumb. I think her injury is almost identical to mine. It'll just be taped up, and as long as it has an anchor,
Yeah.
like you guys have seen me play, I still throw.
And yeah, so we've talked about the guys here, but those two girls are like straight up the strongest, like up there as the
catching.
strongest catchers
Yeah.
there is, and Lauren won't allow any ball to get by her.
Sweeping is unreal.
Well, the sweeping is unreal, but my point is like if you have even like a clean shot maybe going around her, she'll kick that out, take the hit, and move on.
Also, Lauren, most hardcore female player, no knee pads.
No, yeah, she's
that's right.
I whispered earlier on. She's like that in slow pitch, man. She's crazy. She's so good.
Yeah, and it's an interesting team. It's I think Pete brings a dynamic to the team that wasn't there last year because there was nothing that was pushing back. There wasn't anyone creating space, and that's something that for Chris he gets on a team like in Dodge with Justin and Rob.
Yeah,
where they create space for him.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about Pete, but to compare him to a Chris Tongue.
Oh, I'm not comparing. I'm saying they're stylistically different.
Yeah, but like Chris Tongue is Chris Tongue.
Chris Tongue is a more passive player.
A legend. Like he's
But
it's a different thing, right?
Yeah,
like Chris Tongue is like
it's team building.
Chris Tongue is he's the more passive, double catch, triple catch, whatever. I'll catch them all and throw a crazy drop. Whereas Decker is, I'm front center. You want to fuck with me? I want to fuck with you.
You know what?
Let's fuck with each other.
It's like the SDL and the VDL are combined on that team because Pete plays the SDL style, like the I'm gonna throw at you.
And you know what?
Do
They've lost in the finals of the two TOC practices that they did in Richmond, but I think that's just simply because they're still getting used to each other and both. Well, in the one that we saw leading up all the way into the finals, they were just super dominant the whole way, and then in the finals they didn't play the same type of thing.
They didn't play the competition that Project 6 did.
The one thing I'll say, and just taking away from how the conversation's gone here, do you think teams mentally beat themselves before they even play this team?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
I will not.
Yeah, I know you won't.
I won't. I won't.
Just
I look forward to that game.
There will be a show. That's for sure.
I'll imagine it's like peacocks. It's just, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm excited to see how this one kind of plays out with this team because there are combustible elements on this team and there are quieter elements on this team. And it'll be interesting to see how they do with composure and focusing each other.
I will say I wouldn't want to face them early.
I would rather face them early.
If you knock them out early, that's the only chance.
No. I would rather face them in the finals. Because to me, I would want to beat. I would want to beat them in the finals.
That's fair. I think that from looking at how they play as a team, and looking how this tournament's set up, you want if you have that team early, you want to beat them early.
Oh no, absolutely.
That's actually a stupid point.
I'm just saying, like me personally, if I'm gonna win, I don't want to win against somebody that I feel
you're not gonna feel
Yeah.
any less different if
No,
you're in the
I know,
finals
but
and beat
you know what?
You're not playing the
Spartans,
Open
or you
champions.
beat
Yeah.
Recess, or you beat the Toronto team. Like
No, I'll give you an example.
if you beat
The
them
fir-
in round 1 because everybody wasn't watching, you're saying it's not gonna feel as good.
No. I'll give you an example.
I don't think that's
The first time winning CDL
Yeah.
was awesome, and it was against a great team,
Yeah.
but it wasn't against the Valence team.
Yeah.
But the second time, which was this season,
Yeah.
winning against the Valence team, you feel a little more. Wow, we actually played against the best at the time in the finals, and we beat the best.
Well, here's the backstory.
And that's what I want to do. Like me, if I'm gonna win, I want to win against. I want to beat all of the best along the way,
I
because
just
then
wanna
you
win.
feel like you really won.
Yeah, it's a nice perk. I mean, I'll take it either way, but it is.
I'll
a nice
take it
perk.
either way. Like I mean, if we have the easiest bracket the whole way and we were to win, I'd still be pretty stoked about it.
But
I would like myself. I would love to go and beat every hard team on the way.
Like we did last year.
Well, here, that's the
Yeah.
story last year. Okay, so Minit to Win It has Decker on it last year. They put to Chris in the losers bracket early in the tournament,
Yeah.
and then beat them again in the finals. Like that's the ultimate, I guess. And we're both saying you should take them out early, but then also take them in the grand finals. It was grand finals, wasn't it?
No, it was just
It was
finals.
just
Oh, that's right.
finals.
Yeah, you guys did
3-0.
pretty hardy.
Yeah.
Pretty hardy 3-0.
But I'm just saying, like that's
I get
just
you.
my opinion.
I get you.
I like the idea of winning against the players that you feel are the best.
I like the idea of winning.
I like the idea of winning too. I'm just
We're bugging you, Shayn.
I'm just saying.
They definitely
Yeah,
have a
interesting.
shot of winning.
Yeah,
They
if
definitely have a
not,
shot.
then
Will
they
they-
really dump the bed.
will
Like,
they
I don't know
win?
what they have.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm not gonna say that they will or won't, but I would definitely say that they're at least in the top 3 favorites.
Oh,
going
absolutely.
Yeah, there's no dark horse to it. You
Yeah,
look at it and you're like,
no,
oh,
that's-
clearly
If they
have
win,
a shot.
then you're not surprised.
No.
Yeah, it was like, oh man.
It might be the only team on the list that I think like that. Of course, it would make sense for them to do very well in this tournament, but like everyone else is like, there's a little factor here, a little factor there. Even with Banana, like I think to Chris is the one where I'm like, and the thing is, they haven't been winning the RDL tournaments, but they're the only one that I'm like, statistically they've done it so many times.
The brown eggs.
You still think?
I think that's
I think that the banana and egg, because
Yeah,
they're race
whatever.
neutral, they're in that same category.
Yeah.
But yeah, that said, we've wrapped up all the teams.
'Kay.
So let's quickly get through this so everyone can get home soon.
so
Matt,
much for that 1 hour thing.
yeah, I was trying
For
so
33
hard.
teams or 37 teams?
36.
36.
Matt, 2 favorites and a dark horse.
I hadn't really thought. Come back to me.
Okay, Shayn, 2 favorites and a dark horse.
The favorites are by far got to be 2 Chris and the eggs, and then my dark horse. It's not really a dark horse, but I think the Cody Burt team's got to be my dark horse.
Ryan Demelo,
Even though I
as
think
you
that's-
scroll through the teams.
Yeah. Well, I am gonna go with hometown favorites, and I'm gonna say Project 6 is gonna win.
That's
Mhm.
my that's.
I don't think they're a dark horse. I think they're
Well,
legit top
when I
3 team.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. When I said dark horse, really, I think they're the 3rd
And
highest ranked team going into it.
I'd say I'm gonna go and say they face Bananas in the finals.
I could definitely
getting the finals
I could
predictions
And
definitely-
your dark horse pick?
I'm gonna go with that VDL team, that one that we said.
Oh,
was-
hot, not hot, hot, K-pop, hot.
I'm gonna go Ian
That's
Parker,
fine.
Sung, David, Kevin, Giselle, Amynta, and Jackie. What's that team name called?
K-pop, hot, K-pop.
It
Amynta
says
is
to
hot.
be determined. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Amynta's
Amynta is
hot.
hot
That's
K-pop.
my dark horse.
Sounds good. Matt.
Let's see. I'm gonna have to give 2 Chris, or 1 Chris, 1 Lauren. I'm gonna have to say they're probably the one I think is gonna take it on paper. But I'm also gonna say I really think that Mark with Toronto is coming back with a certain thunder that I think he's hungrier than any other team.
They were
here.
going to be my second dark horse.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can consider them dark horse. We just don't know. As
They're
much.
also
Yeah.
in my top 4.
They're hard to gauge because there's even new players that we haven't seen yet. Like,
Yeah.
But I just think they're hungry and they have all the talent that they need, and they did so well last year that it's like, well, clearly they have no trouble adapting to our game style. Then let's say I'll say Cody Burke's team. I'll probably say they're my dark horse. Just And I wouldn't have said that before the RDL tournament, but they played so well in that tournament that I was like, we played against them and we took it to them. And I remember hearing Amynta on the side going like, this is so intense. Because like, we played Surrey Dodgeball, which I guess not a lot of people are used to.
That was freaking hilarious because everyone was watching us play.
Yeah, and that was round one.
Yeah, it was round one, and we played each other, and it was
Single
no
elimination,
holding back. Single elimination, balls to the wall, no teamwork. Just throwing.
That was a 3-2 or was it 3-1?
3-1, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, they made some catches that were game changers, and they neutralized us really well at that sort of strong games. It's like, shoot, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good. That's me.
On a smaller court.
Smaller. Well, yeah, give me a bigger court. I'm not getting hit out so damn easy.
We stand on the other side of the gym. All right, my two favorites. I'm gonna go with Havoc and the Weaklings. And my dark horse pick is going to be the other weak team, Weekenders.
Who's the Weekenders again?
That's the Nathan team. Nathan with Brandon Willier.
Oh, okay. That is dark horse.
That is. Oh, wow.
Weaklings, though.
I'm having fun with this.
You're going international.
Yeah, all international.
I was going to choose Rainbows, but they fucking come.
He wants the international win. It would be kind of cool to see if like an international team win.
Yeah.
If an international team were to win, I'd probably say it was Havoc the Toronto team.
Toronto, yeah.
With Mark and his.
I pretty much, like I said though, like I think anybody.
Yeah.
Like I think the top 20 teams all have.
Like, unofficially, I think Old and Beautiful is going to win it. I just if I have to, I don't want to pick that one, but God.
Hey, if we're on, we could do damage.
I'm not scared.
I'm not scared.
Not scared. There was no hesitancy with that message.
I was debating about what word to use.
Scared. Yeah.
No, I'm not scared. I like to play anybody. I just.
I'm glad I can do round robin this season. Like that was such a bummer last one to not be able to do that, not get to test the teams. I'm excited for us to be able to try out all these teams on our team currently.
All right, quick fire predictions for pub night. How much time will pass before John Lou loses a shirt?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Whoa,
2 hours.
from the time he shows up?
20 minutes.
From the time he gets in. So he probably is pre-drunk. Did some pre-drinking.
He's going to preload. Yeah, he's going to be.
I'm
He's going to show
say hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay. Who gets drunk? Who gets the most drunk? Leon or John?
I'm going to go with Alyssa.
I was going to go with Alyssa too!
That was the setup. That was the
I
setup.
was going to go with Alyssa too!
That was absolutely the setup.
100% Alyssa.
I don't have a.
No prediction.
What?
Who else? Who gets the most drunk?
Alyssa, for sure. For
Will-
sure.
Which community wins the party?
Boss.
Boss was supposed to last year, but those young
They have
kids
failed
come
2 years in a row.
Those young kids come too damn late. That's the problem, right? So I don't know.
Who wins the party?
CDL.
CDL. All right. And a last little thing.
I don't
with
think so.
No,
They don't have enough.
There's only 12 people.
Yeah.
They have 3 fun teams or open teams.
Oh yes.
They put the emphasis on the other
Hey,
side.
is Mark Williams on the fun side? Do we know if he's
Who knows if Mark Williams
No,
in
I
the
don't think
country?
Mark Williams is playing this year.
I have a question for Pub Night.
Yeah.
Will Debs do some more slapping?
Beats me. I won't be there.
Oh, man.
And neither will Dale.
Oh yeah, that's not fun.
So, and one little thing we want to mention with rules, for those of you guys who are wondering about the headshots, head strike things. Oh, is that stopped?
No.
Still good? Okay. It is going right now based on SDL, which is going to have to be a direct contact to the head, standing straight up. Jumping or crouching will not earn a strike.
That's what they're going
Or
with.
ducking.
That's what it's been explained to us. I also don't know if they're going to include the VDL policy where on your second strike, you are pulled from the game immediately.
I believe that is the case.
That'll be the case.
And it
that'll
resets
be a
every
fun
set?
one.
Like every.
They have not clarified that either. So it'll be a long day trying to avoid getting too many strikes.
No, so that means if you throw near someone's head,
That'll be fine. That will not be a strike. It has to be contact.
Does it reset after 15 games?
They have not said. I would hope so, considering that last year when we won, we still played 23 games to do so.
Yeah, and you guys went through the easy way. Like I think Chris.
Chris played 40 games, I think.
I thought they had. I
more
thought
than
they were
that.
at. I thought they were at like
They played
almost
40.
I thought it was more than
I thought it was 50 by the time it was all said and done.
Was that just playoff games?
Just playoff games.
Okay,
Not
you had
including
round
regular.
robin
Yeah.
before that in the day too, right?
Does
Yeah.
it reset from round robin to the actual tournament?
Yes, I would believe so. I think that's complete start
It just
over.
bums me out that we have to even talk about this. I just want to play the game. every headshot I throw is an accident. Like, if you're throwing them on purpose, that should be the one thing you're
You're
really...
just flipping them off afterwards.
Yeah, like, if you say sorry after a headshot, like, you can usually tell whether the guy, gives a damn.
Yeah, so with that said, do you guys have any final concluding thoughts? Shayn?
Yeah.
Cool. Ryan?
I don't know. I'm not saying that the previous TOCs weren't competitive, but I feel like that this one is going to be the most competitive on a different level, in the sense like there's some teams that got some stuff to prove. There's a little bit of bad blood. There's things
drama,
happening. There's things that have happened that are maybe laid out all in the court here, and it should be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
I got my popcorn ready.
I'm looking forward to it.
I was having a good time. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I think to add to that point, this is looking at what we've got in the gym, like 36 Tier 1 teams, and you're looking at the experience now with a lot of the out-of-town teams coming in, and them knowing what to expect now. I just think this is going to probably be the best dodgeball that we've seen so far. Last tournament was incredible, especially the last 4 or 5 series, like when it all went down to that one court. Like, that was unbelievable dodgeball. And personally, I'm just hoping to do well. I'm hoping to, like, perform well. That's my goal. Like, I don't want to, like, not do what I know I can do. So I'm hungry. Everyone's hungry. It's going to be fun, man.
I am absolutely stoked for this to happen. Matt and I were talking about it yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday after Flash. And it's something that, as we've gotten closer to it, we're starting to feel that it's real.
Starting to feel the vibe now.
There's an energy,
the last month or two, I've been like,
energy.
I've been trying to stay calm, but I'm pretty pumped for tomorrow's practice.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, my team is going to have 5 people, and we're playing T at 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
He's growing up.
Yeah, he's all grown up.
It's about time for him to bring his handsomeness over to that corner position. But yeah, overall,
it's definitely going to be the strongest TOC by far.
Absolutely.
The first one was super strong on one side of the bracket, and then on the other side of the bracket was...
Hey, that was my side.
That
You got
was your
second
side.
place.
Man, your side of the bracket was so easy.
Yeah, how did we get third?
Man, our side of the bracket was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then last year was also it was pretty strong, but now you got all these, like Matt said, there's so many teams that came out of town that are used to what we're doing, and they've been waiting.
There'll be no easy quarter to the draw.
No, it's dodgeball in general has grown where there's like almost every weekend you can go to Seattle or to somewhere, to BOSS, to this and that, and do a charity tournament, do a different style of dodgeball, do anything, right? And there's so much intermingling between Lower Mainland and international now. And like even the SFU tournament Cummings using the small balls, right?
Yeah.
That one right there that Matt's holding. So like you have so much dodgeball to play, and you meet so many people, and you get so intrigued about different styles that everyone wants to learn and get better in all these styles, that it only leads to great dodgeball all in one tournament, right?
And fierce rivalries.
Well, you know, also with that point too, when we, like 5 years ago, I would have thought like there wasn't a lot of dodgeball going on outside of our community. It's just like there was no interleague communication or mingling or anything like that. And in the last like 2 years especially, like it was really when Dunno showed up for that King and Queens tournament in VDL. That was the first time I'm like, oh, Seattle teams are coming out here?
Yeah.
And you realize that like our style of play is so unusual compared to the rest of the world, because most people play with international rules and the burden rule and things like that.
The
ours is better. Yeah, but regardless of what ball, the 10 count, that's unique to VDL and BOSS and anyone that does this style. So for teams that play the majority to come and play our game, like I just really appreciate and respect that they're like, we will come and play that, and we'll test our mettle against you guys in your style.
And we haven't seen everyone yet.
I know, we haven't seen any of the elite like rubber players.
Yeah,
Doom. We want Doom. And
Rainbows. Jesus.
But yeah, that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in, listening. We really appreciate all the support we got. As much as I gave Tony a hard time earlier, he is absolutely one of our biggest supporters, along with Joseph.
Oh, yeah.
And we're really thankful for that. We're excited to see everyone this weekend, both new and old friends. And once again, thank you for tuning into the Showdown. Shayn, Demelo, once again, thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully we can make this an annual thing. I really enjoy these conversations. Matt, a privilege.
As always.
Boom. Thanks much, guys. See you on the courts.